healthy, beautiful horse. Always.
Yeah, you're not getting rid of
out.
No, we're still going to get a lunch. We're still going to drink. You're still getting a Christmas gift.
No worries.
Yeah, but like, let me know if you have any issues.
Nah.
Who was assigned to him?
I'm sorry?
Who was assigned to him?
Ed Francis.
Ed's a great guy.
Ed's a great guy. Yeah, and he's a veteran. Like he's solid. He's solid.
I'm no worries.
Yeah.
Hey, that guy was the become the banker. The guy that was pissed off that become the banker.
He doesn't understand.
Well, do you want to talk to him because he's starting to blow the phone?
Do you want me to?
Did you look at the deal?
I never.
Did you want him on
I
the
know
show?
you talked to Joe, so I dropped it. I never talked to anybody.
Look, this guy, we can't have a guy on simply because he doesn't understand the deal.
Oh, no, I just want to know, Mark said you wanted to handle it, so should I take his information for you to call
I have
him?
his information, but what does he want me to say?
I don't know. I know you talked to Joe, so I dropped it. I figured you had it.
What we should do is get together with him and Joe here, actually. We should do that one afternoon.
All I need to know is what to tell the guy.
Tell him we want to have
Joe.
him in and we're going to have Joe in, and the four of us will sit
But not
down.
on the air.
But you'll reach out to him to coordinate
yes,
that.
Daphne's going to arrange it.
Actually,
can you
tell
have Daphne
Daphne to get it arranged. Joe, him, here.
Have her bring my cell phone when you get
9 a.m. one morning. Not after the show, before. I want that time control. Tell him 9:55.
Let me get early up this issue, and then let's set the viewing.
We're on, guys. Thank you.
Did you ever think you'd be traded like livestock?
Doesn't feel too bad.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, and as I like to say, the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. Longest running show on radio with the same host, the same show currently on the air. And listen, we love what we do because we help people. Now, we help people in a number of ways, mainly through the radio show. You call and you get help. 303-713-TALK. Now, you may be listening online or a podcast, so this happened before. And now you're on your treadmill or you're doing something, listening, and we will gladly help you at any time, and you don't have to figure out when to call. If you call 303-MARTINO 24/7, it gets through to us. 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466, and then we will get back to you if you leave a number. I'm going to give you an example. We have Curtis here who got in touch with us, and Antoinette, so you don't have to wait on hold. But even if you do call right now, of course, we try to get to you as soon as possible. 303-713-TALK. Curtis, welcome. And today is car day. Of course, we have some gents in the studio to talk about cars, car dealing, car maintenance, car everything. Curtis, what's going on?
Okay. Morning, first.
Hey, what's happening?
So, 2 weeks ago, I was driving to work. I was driving up 225, and a tow truck came into my lane and sideswiped me.
Okay. I don't know how that happened. I'm hearing something. Okay, go ahead. And sideswiped you just out of the blue, huh? He didn't signal or anything?
No, nothing. We were side by side coming up on traffic, so I was looking ahead of me, and next thing I knew, he was in my door.
Okay.
So I've been dealing back and forth with his insurance.
Well, let's take it one step at a time here, Curtis. He hit you. Did you guys pull over?
Yes, we did. And I called the police.
And then was there a police report?
Yes, I got the police report.
Did anyone get a ticket?
He did for careless driving.
And, Curtis, what date was this?
This was on the 19th of July.
Now, you don't have to do anything to fight with his insurance. You do not have a contractual relationship with his insurance. They are under no obligation to talk to you, nor would I even bother. Here's how I handle it. If I have insurance, I can put it through my insurance. I'm curious, do you have collision?
I do.
But you'd rather not pay the deductible, is that right?
Exactly.
Okay. Then you have another thing, and that is court.
Okay.
Now, if I were you, here's what I'd do. I would immediately file, how much damage do you have?
Anywhere between $10,000 and $20,000.
I would immediately file a lawsuit. Immediately. I'm telling you, this is you think this is crazy, but this is what I would do. I would file a lawsuit against the driver for damages. And then, that's right. And then here's what happens. The driver will say, well, call my insurance. No, I don't have to call your insurance. You do. I mean, did he call? Did he put in a claim?
And here's the funny thing. I actually called and I put in a claim with his insurance.
You're not
my
allowed to.
insurance.
You're not allowed to.
No, they let me.
No, they didn't. They didn't know. They're not going to process it.
Oh, because here, let me tell you this. So they just got back to me yesterday saying the vehicle that hit me isn't insured.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So hold on a second. Now you have to go back to the officer and have that ticket amended.
And see, I actually called the Colorado State Patrol yesterday, and they gave me this whole runaround story saying if he pays the ticket for the careless driving within 20 days, there's nothing they can do.
But they can amend. No, they can amend the charges for driving without insurance.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
they
I'll
may
call
not.
back to
I mean,
them.
that's not going to help you. But
Yeah.
so this guy doesn't have insurance. Does he? What
No,
kind
no.
of a vehicle was it?
It was a dump truck.
Commercial?
It was commercial. Yeah, the company is TELUS Trucking. It was a dump truck.
TELUS. And is TELUS his company or just a company he works for?
So the driver wasn't the owner.
Okay.
So that's just the company
Who's the
he works for.
who's the owner of the company? Is this Telos as in TELOS?
No, TELLES.
Okay. And who's the owner of TELUS Trucking?
From who I've gotten in contact with, his name is Jorge Teles.
Jorge Telos.
Yes.
Okay, now, is this guy, now, if this guy is operating trucks without insurance, he's got a problem. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
and they're not doing anything about it?
No. No, I'm pretty, from what I hear right now, I'm pretty much on my own. I'm
Now,
talking to an attorney
Who's
tonight, but
who's the insurance that you talk to? Who, you know, an attorney, unless you have, I mean, I don't know if you obviously want to talk to an attorney, but without, do you have personal injury?
yes, I do.
Oh, okay, then that's a whole different story, because now you can really bring on the screws to this guy. And the last of his problems will be property damage. What kind of medical bills do you have from a sideswipe?
I don't have any yet. I mean, all I've done is gone to I went to the doctor twice, and they went and sent me to get some X-rays, and I'm supposed to be starting physical therapy next week.
What? How
So
did the sideswiping hurt you?
I drive a Mustang, and it has bolstered seats. So when he hit me, it hit me into the passenger side of my seat, and I think I twisted my neck while that was
Okay.
happening.
Now listen. Did you actually sign with an attorney?
No, I don't think no.
Because, you know, I recommend John Fuller, Fuller Law,
John Fuller?
at least to call him, yeah. And here's why, okay? If John Fuller doesn't take the case, there's in my opinion, then there must be something wrong with the case. In other words, that doesn't mean I don't want you to pursue it. He'll give you free legal advice. I mean, he really will. If you tell him what's going on, he'll advise you, and that to a certain extent, obviously. And then if you hire him, he takes a percentage of what he collects. But here's the secret with him and any good attorney. Good attorneys will turn you down if they don't think you have a good case. If they think you're faking or exaggerating, or if they think it's not worth it. But remember, they don't go after property damage. They go after injury, but the injury money usually makes up for property damage. Now, you have to immediately put in a claim with your insurance right now for, do you have uninsured, underinsured motorist?
I do.
Okay, you need to do it immediately. Immediately.
I already have with that.
Good. Now, let's go after him.
today.
Let's go after him.
Okay.
What you do is contact John Fuller. His number I should have memorized. And
Tom?
Yes.
303-597-4500.
597-4500. That's 303-597-4500. Just call him and say, look, here's what happened.
Gotcha.
But Curtis, really, you didn't even get to a doctor yet as far as, well, you did, but you're not getting treatment. And here's the deal. You can't lie or exaggerate. If you truly have injury, that's one thing. But if you don't, you know, you can't, this stuff will never work. Now,
I understand.
Now, and here's the other thing. He probably doesn't have anything. But I'm more concerned about this TELUS Trucking. I think we should call TELUS Trucking. How the hell can this guy operate commercial trucks on the road without insurance?
I'm with you.
And I think, where is he located, TELUS Trucking?
In Denver somewhere. I looked up the address. I'm not sure, but I know it's in Denver.
I mean, I don't understand it. It's wrong. Okay, he has a DOT number. He has a DOT number. I got it right here. We need to put the word out on this guy. Telus Trucking, Colorado Transport Company. He's at 3262 West Iowa Avenue in Denver. His number is 720-885-1366. Did you call over there?
I did.
What did he say?
So initially when I talked to him the day, or actually the afternoon of the accident,
Yeah.
he pretended to not know. And then I was like, hey, I'm the guy that your driver hit this morning. And I was like,
What was the driver's name, sir? What was the driver?
Christian Perez.
Christian
Perez Rojas, I think.
Christian Perez?
If you want to give me a half second, I have a picture of it in my phone and I can look at it.
Yeah, do me a favor and send that to us. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Just don't hang up. Telus Trucking, now, according to this guy, they don't have insurance. We need to contact Telus Trucking. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Today is Car Day. I'm Tom Martino. And as part of the Car Day, this hour brought to you by, guess who? Century RV. Love Century. They have extraordinary values on new and used RVs. CenturyRV.com with 2 locations. In Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims. It's next to Woodley's. Or up north, driving on I-25 north of the city, you take the 119 turnoff to Longmont, and they're right there in Frontage Road. They have Class C starting for as little as $299 a month.
I can see, but you have to have insurance. Oh, of course you do. But if it drops off, State Patrol should have been able to find that out.
He showed the cop the insurance card.
Well, I get that, but his DOT should have been suspended. With the check.
He's a mess now.
Yeah.
Man. This gets me mad is that basically the Highway Patrol said there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
They're not going to care. Wow. That pisses me off.
Yeah.
That's laziness. They're not going to care.
The forecast will be mostly sunny today with a high near 90. Tonight, a slight chance of storms, then clearing out an overnight low of 60.
Because basically what they're saying is just carry a fake insurance card.
No, we got to do something about it. That's wrong.
But there's a lot of
It's totally wrong.
When I used to be a bit more into towing and different things, and we competed against companies all the time that did
didn't do that.
Once you get your certificate, put them in the truck.
Okay, guys. Hold on. Thank you. Revitalized Health is the name of the clinic. 3 brothers who got together because they wanted to do age-defying supplements and medical treatments, including BioT. They do thread lifts for your face. Now, thread lifts are not like regular facelifts. Way better than that. You got a call to find out just a few $100s, and it stimulates your collagen, gives you immediate results. It doesn't have that real pulled back look. They also do, as I said, BioT, which is an implant of the pellet therapy, the best way to deliver testosterone and estrogen. They also do thyroid treatments. Are you feeling kind of blah? Do you want something to help you? Do you want to look better? Do you want to feel better? The Hormone Bros, that's what I call them, thehormonebros.com. 470 in Ken Carroll, and then Alameda and Federal is their new location, 720-361-2302. That's thehormonebros.com.
Today we decided to walk to school. The Lake County. 15, 41.
Call him? I'm going to give him a shot. I'd be curious to see if you reach him and what he says.
He looks like just a one-truck company, though. He's not.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
So he's not looking.
He's not. He has nothing. I mean, short of taking his truck away from it, he
He's
probably
not big enough
doesn't.
to hurt him.
No. He probably doesn't.
Sheridan is on here. Can you do some substituting? He's Sheridan. So if you can pull a 30 from the third out.
Lowe's is here to help by stocking those brands and savings you can count on every day. For over 150 years.
God, man. One thing after another. I don't think I'll ever have a garage.
Lord. It's not going to happen, or what?
They're finally pouring today, but...
Budget A1.
And leaning ladder for only $159. For your next
What are we
job,
substituting
every
for
job
budget?
Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. US only.
Mark, how's biz, dude?
I'll tell you
you're
what,
right.
This
It's not
month,
there, right?
Suzanne, we're really starting to pick it up. It's
Oh,
really,
good.
really doing great. Scott went on vacation last week, so I made some changes.
Oh, did you? What'd you change?
Well, just
Guys? or-
organization, the way things come in, the way things
The
are done,
flow.
the way, yeah, everything, the way things are priced, just everything.
Where'd Scott go?
What's everything? What? Oh, Scott leaving?
He changed the process.
No, Scott was on vacation last week, so
You get to, when you
It's
live there,
great.
you see how
we got
everything's
another
going.
guy with us now, really good guy, and boy, you know, I'm getting a paycheck every other week. Now I'm going to get one every week.
Wait. So tell me, things are better
A lot better.
because of organization.
Organization, yeah. Getting more for our services than we were getting before.
Who did this overhaul?
I did.
You came in and did it.
Yeah.
Oh. See,
What does Scott do?
everyone needs a person, a mark. I mean, somebody needs to look at everything and say, you're paying too much here, this is better, this is bad, this is good. Everyone needs that person.
Yeah, and with Scott being on vacation, I was able to. Remember you said when you.
Do you know the
were
biggest
there
problem?
and all this other, yeah.
The biggest problem, and I didn't do it soon enough, with entrepreneurs, when they build a good thing, they don't delegate. They don't bring in people to give the, you know what I mean? They try to control everything. These are the ones that go down in flames. If you think about it, like Elon Musk does too much himself, even though the guy's a super billionaire, I'm not going to call him non-successful, but he has a lot of starts and stops and starts and stops. I don't get the impression he delegates. He might, I don't know.
You know, 30 years ago this month, me and Cheryl opened up that shop. About 5 years after I opened up, I got with you. So it's been 25 years. And the way I used to run it, you know, it kind of fell to the side when Scott, you know, because I'm delegating. Okay?
But you're delegating
I
in the wrong way.
delegated too much. Yeah, so it's, bam. Really feels good. But that's where you I'm going to get the caught up. metrics and everything else. Yep. You get.
Sometimes you should have
Hi, I'm
literally
Tom
a
Martino,
playbook
your
for it.
troubleshooter. Okay, it is car day today. With me 25 years. Budget A1 transmission and auto repair. We just talked about it this month. He's been in business 30 years, with me for 25.
You should bring him out to dinner.
Budget A1 transmission and auto repair. I ought to find out the exact date and then let him buy me dinner. That would be good. I'll take him out. Yeah, I'll take him out. You didn't say pay. Okay, so American Restoration, by the way, just so you know, somebody called and said, do they handle non-emergencies? Like the guy discovered mold, okay? I just want to say yes, okay? It doesn't have to be like a sudden occurrence. Let's keep going. So, Curtis, we need to get on this right now. You need to talk to someone at a DA's office. You got to go to a district attorney about this, but you need to use your uninsured motorist stuff. So, Suzanne, get Curtis's information, and then I want someone to call Telus Trucking and confront him. Did you do that, Deputy?
It went to voicemail.
Went to voicemail.
All Spanish.
Now, we also have with us today Sheridan Auto Tech, Uncle Kevin Calkin, and Kevin is just a dependable shop. 2 locations, SheridanAutoTech.com. I love having good auto maintenance facilities. I love them. Do you guys, you two guys in the same business, do you find that market area pretty much is the surrounding area, or are they destination shops? Seriously, are most of your companies geographically around, not necessarily a few blocks?
Probably 75–80% are geography, yeah.
With the work that we do, because it's so specialized,
If it's
transmissions,
you don't.
You know, we have some customers that drive,
of course,
50, 60.
That's different.
Sure.
But for you also do some normal maintenance.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's usually what?
Yeah,
vicinity?
within a 20-mile radius.
What about with car dealerships? We also have with us Andy Barella, Colorado Springs Dodge. I can't believe that people would buy cars based on dealership proximity.
Yeah, in a way, but also
do they or not?
You also know that a lot of people come even from Denver and Pueblo.
Well, that's because you guys have extraordinary deals, but then they might get a service where they live.
But yeah, you're right. It's usually the surrounding 4 or 5 zip
Who's
codes.
that biggest Dodge dealer in the country that people actually fly to? They pick them up at an airport up in Dakotas. Wait, it's up somewhere in the Midwest.
Yeah, I don't know
if
where
he's
they're
still
at,
around.
But you're right. They're giant stores.
This guy used to, he would have a fly in, fly out, or drive out. They deliver. The guy, I don't know who he is. And again, what's really weird is these guys at Colorado Springs Dodge can probably do the same as far as pricing. But I don't know why he just developed this nationwide kind of clientele. But sometimes these stores pop up as superstores. They just happen to pop up, and they become almost a thing. All right, so Andy Burrell at Colorado Springs Dodge. Buying cars, they can come from anywhere. Servicing, do people come from all over to service, or mostly geographic?
They're geographic primarily.
Yeah.
This time of year, I just gave a couple a ride to Village Inn up the street as I was driving out. They were traveling, and tourism in that area this time of year is amazing.
I also want to make something very clear. I never do things for promotional or free things. I just want to give a shout out to Westminster Mercedes of Westminster. These guys are like, I have never ever seen a dealership so attentive. I'm serious. They are unbelievable. Mercedes Westminster Mercedes, however they refer to themselves, they're the only ones up there. But in general, the service department, in my opinion, is what makes sales. If you give somebody a bad experience, Andy, they'll never buy a car from that place. Do you know?
That's absolutely true.
I mean, that is
service is everything.
All right, Antoinette is an outbound call, meaning she contacted us and said, I need help, so we got back to her. Now, what is going on, Antoinette?
Hi, how's it going, Tom?
What's happening? I'm doing well, and what's going on with your bathroom? I'll give you, here's what I'm going to do. I think it worked out well. This listener had a good suggestion. I give people the first 30 seconds to sum things up, no matter how bad or good it is, then I'll ask questions. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I moved into this house that probably shouldn't have been rented to me. I think that it was in a state of repair that needed a little attention. But the guy's a realtor, and he walked me through quick. He promised to fix everything. We moved on in. In December, I reported that the subfloor was soft by the bathtub. He got some meth user to come over here and work on it. That guy couldn't do the job. The next guy came, took a look, got hungry, went to get a sandwich, never came back. Then he's got some other set of guys driving up from Centennial. They put all their construction debris in my recycling container and caused me a big fiasco. But they get a little bit of the work done. They say, we're not touching that subfloor.
All right, so hold on now. A few questions. How long have you been renting there? When did you start?
A year.
Huh?
1 year, July 31st.
All right, July. 1 year.
Yeah, my lease ended yesterday.
1 year, lease ended. Okay. Obvious question. Why don't you leave?
I'm leaving.
Okay.
I'm packing right now.
All right. Now, next thing. Through the whole time you were there, you never truly had peaceful, quiet enjoyment of the premises because you had one.
Right.
But were the things minor or major? I want you to tell me the three biggest problems.
The three biggest problems: not being able to come home and take a shower, not being able to use the toilet. The toilet's still not attached to the floor.
All right.
Properly.
All right, that's a big one. That's a big one.
Ridiculous.
Plumbing. What else? That's a big one.
Yeah. And,
what else?
Just basically being held to paying $18.50 a month without having what I was promised.
What do you want right now? When you leave, are you going to get your deposit back?
I want my deposit back in full.
Well, do you feel this landlord will try to keep it?
Yeah.
Why?
I think so.
Why?
Well, because I think he feels like he's been put out a lot of money trying to hire these jacklegs.
But that's not your fault.
No, it isn't.
Okay. But, Antoinette, he's not blaming you for any of these damages. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, here's what I would do. Your lease ended yesterday. When is rent due for this month?
It's due tomorrow.
I wouldn't pay it. I would just leave. And is your deposit equal to the rent?
$18.50, yeah.
People don't like when I recommend this. But in my opinion, the only way to get value is if you think someone's going to steal from you is to steal from them first. And I don't mean steal. It's your money. I am saying that you don't pay rent and say, look, you have my deposit. Use that for my rent. And in fact, I may still come after you for other damages. So when can you be in a new place?
I'm going hard. I'm looking now, and I feel confident that I can be in a new place maybe by the end of next week.
But you got to sign something before he gives you a bad reference.
I mean, I've been really reasonable.
I know, but he may not see it that way. He may not. He might want to screw with you.
Might not.
So I would.
What's going on? I don't have a lot of trust in the decision making that's going on.
I would not let him know. I would not let him know I'm withholding rent until you get another place signed. Get another place signed. And then...
I mean, and the only reason I feel like not paying rent is because I don't want to hand my money over saying that this is an acceptable condition to me.
No, Antoinette, I think, I think if you were going to stay there, I would recommend that you pay rent and then you write him a letter under the habitability standards law, and you give him a reasonable amount of time to fix things, and when he doesn't, then you start withholding rent to fix it. There's an entire process. But if you're leaving...
That's exactly what I should have done 3 months ago.
But you didn't. You didn't. So what you do now, this is not under the law. This is what I would do. I would stop paying... So I would get August free, start a new place in September, then file small claims court for a portion of the rent you paid for the last 3 months where you couldn't use the place.
All those landlords never give you the deposit back.
It's tough.
Yeah.
They all try. That's why I say
it's tough.
They just keep it all.
Well, even when you get it back, they drag it out as long.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can have a place spotless, more cleaner than it was when you moved in.
But they don't have to do it for 60 days.
Oh, let's do our normal pizza. Can we do our normal pizza delivery? Suzanne will know. Man, thank you. I was just going to recommend that we try to either do pizza or the sandwiches. I like pizza.
So you took your little four-wheeler up to Westminster? It's a nice dealer.
I never go where else.
Occasionally.
Stephanie established that relationship years ago with her car, so we just kept going for service, and I didn't buy the G-Wagon from them.
Stagecoach.
It just wasn't available.
It's got to be good. That's a long way for you to go.
They come down. This is what I do.
Wow.
They pick up the car, drop off a loaner, bring the car back, pick up the loaner. I have never been to that dealership. Oh, I have, but never for service.
Wow.
I'm going to buy my next new car from them, even if it's more money, because they're the best of the best. And there were plenty of times they got goodwill adjustments on.
Okay. Merchants first, I like it.
I got a spot coming right up. But okay, so here's the deal.
Wow.
They got. I was a little. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan, and I really mean it. Ideal has so many programs that help you. First, it's the interest rate guarantee. That's the most important. They'll just refinance you free of charge over the next 2 years. Then once they refinance you, you get another 2 years. You can't beat that. They also have quick close, 3 weeks or less, and that's with a pre-approval, which is like a cash deal. They approve you before you're under the gun. Then all you have to do is get title work to them and get it done. That is their pre-approval. Don't forget credit optimization. You may be approved, but that doesn't mean your credit can't be improved. And if you improve it, you actually get better pricing and better rates. This is something no one else tells you. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. IdealHomeLoans.com. IdealHomeLoans.com.
I was outside last night while it was raining. Cheryl says I'm crazy because I just keep on working outside. I love it. But Broncos were playing yesterday, and I couldn't hear on the radio who was quarterbacking.
A lock.
Yeah, Locke did
Yeah.
some of it.
second quarter.
Who was that?
There's three quarterbacks.
Who did it? I thought it was Locke. No.
Locke was there.
He looked good. That little kid looked good. That little kid. I mean,
yeah. And Rippon finished the game.
Rippon.
Who won, by the way? I didn't see the whole. Who won?
13-7 or something. Broncos.
Now
they got lucky at the end.
Do they look good or they look mediocre?
It was all rookies.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, that's how good teams start, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, just getting started. It was a tough game to watch. A lot of mistakes.
But Flacco didn't play?
No. Most of the starters on both sides.
They won't risk that.
No.
Right.
No.
Did you see the article? So the coach is actually playing through a kidney stone.
Yeah. Did you see that?
I know. Hey, where'd they get this guy, the coach?
Chicago defensive coach.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's his name?
Fango.
He's supposedly a really good guy.
He's supposed to
Fangio.
He's supposed to be a good coach.
Tough nose, kind of a blend between old and new school.
Yes, you're right. That's what he is. That's what he said.
Brings a little bit of old school, but he knows how to communicate with younger players.
And I think he says he's going to kind of do the defense, right? He's gonna call
well, you know, but it's not just him, but it's
the
the coaching staff they put together. The offensive line coach is the best in the league.
Okay.
Munchak.
They needed that.
Mike Munchak.
Should be interesting.
I don't follow. God, I got out of it years ago. It's just.
You know, with all the politics that are involved in it,
to be honest, I don't know if I ever was a really bad Rabbit fan ever because I just never been a sports guy.
Sure.
But I like following, and getting. I like knowing stuff about them. But I cannot clamp myself down and watch a whole.
No.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, the best thing about the Broncos is the highways are clear on Sundays.
I totally.
As long as you plan it.
Stephanie and I go out to eat.
Yes.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Actually, if you record it, then you can go right through the commercials, and that game is.
But back in the late '70s, early '80s, you could put a picnic table on I-70 when there was a Bronco game. There was,
of course you could.
There was no traffic. I mean, now you get a lot of other people that are, fans, but back then they were crazy.
Who's this guy? Who's this guy here?
Quarterback for Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
Rookie last year.
Oh yeah, if he doesn't turn out good, they're gonna
Jackson, yeah. But they gotta take a shot. I mean, you can't.
Stay with your.
Same thing Denver's doing. You got Flacco for a year, maybe two, and you got a rookie that you hope will develop. I mean, that's all you can do.
Yeah, who's a big sports writer? Killis? No.
I know who you're talking about.
Anyway,
yeah.
He said watching Locke play was almost as bad as having a kidney stone.
Yeah. Well, don't you remember Elway when he first came out?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
terrible.
but he was but he was good. Yeah. Terrible.
Yeah.
He was going for the gusto,
yeah.
And sometimes the receiver wouldn't catch it because there's too much juice. But he was good.
Right.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, it is car day. We do have car experts here. Get your calls in. Also, anything else, of course, you wanted. Now, this is driving related. Rob, you were cited for reckless driving. What's happening?
Yeah, hey, Tom. It was actually carless driving causing bodily injury is what I was cited for. The accident, I went through straight through a yellow light, and a car turned in front of me, and I hit them. But
yeah, that happens a lot, Rob. You went through a yellow light, which is legal, but you're supposed to proceed with caution, and it's legal also to make a left turn on a yellow. In fact, I saw in the law where it read one car immediately after turning red in a turn lane. But this case, who got the ticket? You did.
I got the ticket, but
why?
The issue is that I was when the cop got there, he said, do you know why anyone would have said that you were driving fast through town about 20 miles away on a completely different street? And I said no, and he proceeded to give me this ticket.
Now, hold on. Did he give you the ticket for the previous incident or for the accident?
It would have had to be for the accident because it says causing bodily injury.
Okay, I want to mention something. When we talk about intersections, there's also something in the law that says who has the right of way. We all assume the person going straight
has the right-of-way, except in one incident. And what is that incident? What is that incident? I'm not talking about green arrows. I'm not talking about arrows. I'm talking about on a straight intersection with a green light. You're going straight. Someone is turning. When do they have the right of way? I'm just asking my guys too, not just. Okay? Here's what it says.
They're first into the intersection?
Yes.
Yeah.
Though whoever is in control of the intersection. So it might be, Rob, that you, and I had this happen to me too, where I'm fully in control of the intersection turning left, and a guy coming at you, you've seen guys, jerks like this, they just want to like teach you a lot, like, hey, you're not supposed to be turning right now, I'm going straight. If they hit me, if you clearly are in the intersection, and they come and hit you, so it depends on who hits who. If you hit them on the side, your problem. If they hit you, your problem, unless you darted. So there's a lot to consider here, Rob. I don't know what to do about it. I mean, you know, you got a ticket, go fight it. Are you claiming it's not a fair ticket because he's basing it on a previous testimony 20 minutes?
Absolutely. And I told him, I was like,
well, he's not going to admit that. Rob, he's not going to say, oh, the guy got me. He's right. I had a little something for him, you know, because I heard about him. No, I don't think you can. That's not a defense. Rob, that's not a defense. In fact, he could even say, yeah. He could even say, yeah. I did hear about this guy, but I'm considering the facts of the case. What can you possibly do to, you know, all you can do is tell your story.
Yeah,
here's what I don't understand, Rob. He wasn't at the scene. So who hit who where? I just want to ask you that straight up.
I hit the front side of them, but they were waiting.
What front side did you hit? What front side?
Passenger side.
Okay, that is a clear indication, unless they were speeding.
Tom, they were stopped at the intersection prior to them making a turn.
They were, what do you mean parked?
No, not parked, stopped.
What do you mean stopped? Like stopped straight or stopped?
For traffic.
They were stopped sideways.
No. They were stopped prior to them making the turn.
Everyone stops prior to making a turn. Okay, so
no. I mean, if they had a green, they could have made the turn if there was no one reason.
Rob,
the reason they stopped was for traffic.
Right. So they were stopped for traffic. So then, okay.
The intersection.
But where's your defense? They stopped, and you were coming. They turned into the intersection. Okay, but the point is, you hit them. They were clearly in control of the intersection. They were there. Or were they sideways stopped for someone in the other lane? I don't know. What, were they stopped sideways or stopped straight?
No, they were. The accident happened after they started moving. But I just don't understand, because I was always under the assumption that when you're making a left-hand turn, the law states that you have to yield the right of way.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Way. They should have had to yield that right of way to me. I was cited for an
Rob,
incident.
They can't yield right of way. It's impossible to yield right of way when they're already turned. They can't back up. Therefore, the person in control of the intersection then has right of way. I don't know what you find hard to understand about that premise. If you're going straight, that's right. They can't pop in front of you. But if they're turning and you hit them, that's different. So there's only a few times you could possibly hit them. They would have to be going at a high rate of speed to try to dart in front of you and get through you. But it seems more likely they were turning, you ran into them. You know, when I approach a yellow light, I'm always waiting to see if somebody's going to turn. I don't know what to say. I think you're going to lose, Rob. I really do. I'm, you know, and it's because you hit them. Now, where did you hit him, Rob?
The way I could have avoided doing anything. I mean, I veered to the right. That was all that I could.
There is a way you could have. There is a way you could have. You could have approached the yellow light as the law says. Slow down with caution. But I
just said I was in the intersection when the light turned yellow. When I approached the intersection,
that's impossible. How did the guy get in front of you for you to hit him?
What are you talking about? He was making a left-hand turn. He was oncoming to me.
That's right.
Nothing to do with
you
me.
said you were already in the intersection when he turned left. Then how is it he didn't hit you? Why did you hit him?
I guess I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay.
I mean, from where the intersection starts to where the impact was 40 feet.
Okay.
I mean, there's plenty of room in there for anyone to do anything.
You're saying that he waited until you were in the intersection, so you were in control of it.
Tom, to be honest, I'm not arguing about that. I was just asking. I was cited. The cop said it was because someone said that I was doing something reckless 10 miles away from the accident.
I understand. I understand that. That was your original premise. How can he give me a ticket now for something he heard before? He can't unless he knows also that the evidence at the site supports his premise. If he says, look, it looks like you hit him, and you know what? I'm kind of leaning that way because of what I heard about you. He's perfectly within his rights. Rob, you know what? Prove me wrong, Rob. Prove me wrong. I'll give you a $100 bill and buy you lunch here on the show. Okay? Let's do it. Just get me a court transcript or tell me where to get it, the case number. I am almost sure you're going to lose. Or it'll be dismissed because they can't prove it either way. That might happen. In fact, Rob, you may want to go to court, actually. And let me change that.
I mean, I was just asking your advice.
I think if you go to if you go to court and have a consultation with the city attorney on this, I think you can get this either dismissed or... Do you have a good driving record?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. I would not, this is just me, I would never bring up with the city attorney, oh, the cop said he had a complaint about me 20 minutes earlier, blah, 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 because it brings in a whole bunch of crap, and it even pollutes the city attorney thing. Well, maybe this guy is a bad guy. I would just say this. Look, I was in the intersection clearly, and the guy popped in front of me. He should have let me. I would say this. I was clearly in control of the intersection when he began his turn. Just say that. You might get this thing thrown out, Rob, but now I'm not going to give you $100 if you do because I just told you how to do it. I just told you how to do it. So I'm not working against myself.
This report is sponsored.
He should be able to.
Couldn't get the pizza.
Okay.
It won't be delivered by 1:30. I'm good. What about Little Richie's? They're right up the street. They'll deliver. If you want pizza, you guys want to try Little Richie's? All right, Anthony's.
And bring my phone when you get a chance.
No, I agree with that.
Pizza takes priority, and then my phone I left on my desk.
Oh yeah. Okay, I will do that. All right, guys. Thanks for dealing
well
with
done.
it. I know. I was like, I gotta call you.
You sound much better. Coming around.
Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. Boy, this place coming up. I mean, really, man.
Ooh, I'll get the NFL ticket for $99 this year. I just thought of that. Bam!
99, right?
What is it?
Because my kid's in college. They give it. They give you full online access.
Okay.
On multiple anything, PCs.
What is it normal?
Let's talk about American restoration. I'm emphasizing this service because it is so critical. Because when you are in a state of tizzy, you know, like flood, fire, storm, mold, you're thinking, oh my God, I need help, I need help. That's why people get ripped off. They just make a phone call. And you should make a quick phone call. But I'm going to help you. You put this number away. So when it does happen, I hope it never does, but if it does, or to you or a friend, give them American Restoration 24/7, someone I checked out, and you can trust them. AmRest247.com. AmRest247.com.
Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages? Maybe it's because they use Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app in Europe.
Babbel.
So I've been burning 10% ethanol. 91 octane in my little air coupe. That's an old low compression engine, and it just hasn't been running right, especially in the heat. So I found Murphy sells no ethanol, 87 octane, and that little engine is approved for 80 octane. In fact, I got more power out of this 87 octane than I did with the higher octane. People always think that higher octane will get them more power.
Right.
That high, I'll bet you I wasn't getting the compression at the right stroke, and it wasn't. It was. Now it's
but
like
they're using the alcohol to gain the octane too.
Right.
And a lot of times that's just kind of a
now.
fake.
But does the alcohol? So when the posted octane is 91 with 10% alcohol, is it really more than 91 you're saying? Or is that 91 part of the alcohol?
I don't think it's, I think in certain situations, especially with temperature, the alcohol affects it differently to where in a perfect situation that octane is accurate, but at 100 degrees it's not.
My one airplane is approved for 90 or better with up to 10% ethanol. The little air coupe, no ethanol because of the seals, and it has 80 octane is the minimum, but they don't like you using more than 85 if you can help it. But here's what I want to know. I ran that thing for about 10 hours on ethanol. I'm wondering if I get already, if there's something on the seals working, or if it takes longer.
It takes longer.
I would think it'd take longer than that.
I wouldn't worry.
You know, rubber. Anything rubber in that engine will be affected.
Right, the fuel lines and stuff.
Yeah, my little gascolator where I drain fuel, that had an O-ring that just disintegrated from that shit. But that's because it sits there all the time in that little cup.
Right.
But man, ethanol, we don't really need ethanol anymore. It's just political.
I don't care for it.
Why is it political?
Well, because the farmer
Oh,
loves
yeah.
Oh,
Exactly
right.
right.
Now, 80 octane,
Exactly
though, what's the
right.
compression ratio on an engine like that? Was it like 8 to 1?
Oh, I don't know. I
It's
can
got to
look
be
it up.
really low.
Yes,
But it's
very low.
really,
I think it has to be way
Wow,
low.
80 octane.
Let me see. Yeah, and it runs like it runs
Pardon me,
perfect.
Daniel.
Wow.
Cherry Cricket was the winner.
Who?
Cherry
You knew it.
Really?
And
Oh,
you
your
knew it.
favorite?
That's the one.
Right, that's what I was asking you.
I got a taste for burgers. So I can
Those are
Nice.
good burgers over there.
Look at this.
That's why you like
They
Mark
were
so
good burgers
much.
last night. That burger battle, you guys should go.
Where?
It really is. Did you go? Yeah.
Where'd you
That
go?
is
I
the
mean,
funniest,
80
isn't it?
octane.
Where'd you go?
That's a
Burger
really
battle.
good
They have
compression.
once a year.
Is it a high
Denver
RPM
burger
engine,
battle.
Tom?
These guys
Is it a very high RPM? No.
Failed
Yeah.
burger
That
battle.
was a good one, too.
Wow.
I've been to Cherry Cricket.
Okay, here's my compression ratio.
8 to 1.
It's 7 to 1. Wow. Is that low?
Yeah.
So what does 7 to 1 mean? What does it mean? Like, what does that 7 mean to 1 compression? Is it
7
pounds?
times normal atmospheric pressure.
I'm trying to remember.
That's what it is. Yeah, I don't remember.
So you need 7 pounds. So you make 7 pounds of compression for every 1 pound of air.
Well, right. They compress it 7 times. 7 times.
So
the
7 to 1.
pressure.
Okay, that makes sense.
2600 East 2nd Avenue, Cherry Creek.
But that is a low compression, isn't it? 8 to 1.
7 to 1.
Mine is 7 to 1.
No, isn't 8 to 1 kind of like a
8 to 1's really low.
So that's why I can run on 80
8 to 1's higher
octane.
compression.
What's the
higher,
lowest
right.
octane they produce, or they used to?
85, right?
I think 85
Yeah.
nowadays. I
So
don't think
it's running on 87 now with no ethanol. It's running fine, just fine.
Ethanol takes away power. Yeah, I've never cared for it. It does. There's not as much BTU content in ethanol.
No, I know. Therefore, that shit about being better for the air, you use more gas.
Yes.
Oh, they.
Without doubt.
Yeah, if you go with the E85 in some cars, you'll get 25% less miles.
What is in the E85?
85% ethanol.
Oh.
But some
Is it
vehicles,
that much? Holy
yeah.
cow.
But
that's
some
crazy.
vehicles are set up with steel lines and everything else. They can
They can
be
handle
designed
it.
for the ethanol.
Yeah, there's vehicles built for it.
Yeah, my truck is a
But still,
flex
you get the
fuel.
worst gas one. It's
I
What's
tried
the
it. I tried
compression
it on the
ratio?
highway. I was doing 18, 19 with decent fuel, and it dropped to 14.
Okay, I'm going to see what my other one is.
What's
my
the
other
compression
one.
ratio in a Hellcat? 10 to 1?
In what?
10 to 1, I was saying.
When I'm flying that little thing at cruise, my RPMs are about 3,000, 2,500 to 3,000. That's all. On the little CTLS, it's 4,800.
Wow.
That's high.
That's a big difference.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Hey, we got some lines open. You can call about cars or anything else you want. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And all you have to do is call for some help. And if you need help with real estate, who am I going to recommend? Who? Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. I just got another kudo about him. That's why I mentioned him. They said, Tom, I, honest to God, hear commercials all the time, right? And people tend to exaggerate. You did not say enough about Frank and how attentive he is. And geez, I don't know how more I can stress it. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. 303-920-1622. Whether you're buying or selling, he'll advocate for you. Now, as far as cars go,
Right now, if you're driving a car and you're having problems, don't put them off. Here's why I say this. It never pays. You would be surprised how many people just keep putting things off. But guys, aren't there examples of minor things that if left could really screw them up?
Oh, absolutely, especially with transmissions, Tom, especially.
Yeah.
You know, it's got a little weird shifting problem.
If all of a sudden that you start feeling, don't think, oh, well, it'll go away.
Nope, the sooner you get it fixed, the better.
All right, we got some emails, but I'm going to wait for that because Cooper's on the line, and he wants to talk about a breach of contract. Go ahead, Cooper.
Hey, what's up? Thanks, guys, for taking my call.
What's happening?
I want to be as vague as possible because, you know, they could be listening.
Okay, I'm going to give you 30 – all right, listen, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to explain the whole thing. Go ahead.
Okay, so last year I had my first year of selling roofs. I had tried other years. Last year I was successful. I sold right around $500,000, and the contract that I signed was 50% of profits after overhead, which is 10% of the price of the job. I had a job that the original bid from their insurance was $30,000. It was like a gingerbread house, like a new gingerbread house that was built by a commercial builder. That roof ended up being $165,000, and they fired me. So it took me all season to get that contract. And not only did I get the contract signed, I got the first check, and I got I did the order for the material.
All right, so Cooper, I gave you more than 30. Here's what I want to ask. You're selling roofs. Are you a W-2?
No, 1099.
Okay. You're selling roofs on your own time and energy, and you find the prospects how?
Driving around. And
okay.
It was like
this is all important. And then you had an agreement that you would get 50% of profit.
Yep.
Okay. And in this agreement for 50% of profit, is it in writing?
Yes.
And what does it say? Do you have it there?
I don't have it sitting in front of me, but
okay. Now, roughly, how is profit? I don't like profit sharing for one reason. I used to work with
I don't either now.
Well, here's why. Because they can calculate profit. I mean, you can throw in a lot of different costs to make your profit look lower. Okay? I mean, do you use depreciation of your plant and your utilities and all of that? Do you use that kind of overhead, or do you use just direct cost of sale? How do you do it?
Well, the office does it, not me.
I know, and you have no control. So in the past, though, it had worked out fine, you're saying, right?
No, no. Last year was my first year selling. It was with Interstate, and I realized their business model is to take advantage of everyone who wants to work for them.
All right, so
not take advantage of the homeowners, as per
Cooper,
like many people would assume.
Cooper, if you're working for someone and you let them figure profit, did you ever get a look at how they figured? Did they give you a breakdown of each job or just a check for each job?
I don't think that's his issue, though, is it? What's your issue?
He's not getting paid on this one last job.
Yeah, but is he not getting paid because of the way they did the math, or he's not getting paid because they got rid of him?
What's the reason?
No, they fired me after I did all the work for what my – so the
Why were you fired? Why were you fired?
Profitability. They said my jobs weren't profitable enough.
What does your contract say about once you're fired or leave as far as commissions? That's usually spelled out. You have a written agreement, right?
Yep.
You know what? Here's what we need to do, Cooper. We need to let someone look at that for you. See, this is what we provide. When I say we recover hundreds of millions of dollars in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services, we'll get someone to look at your employment agreement. Let's see. I mean, it's not an employment agreement so much as an engagement letter or an engagement contract because you're not an employee. But, Cooper, it could be that you just screwed yourself with what you signed. We need to see it because it's all speculation. What rights did you give them?
Okay, so I'm sorry I can't speak to that because I don't have it in front of me, but to give you an idea, I'm working for a new company now. It's a flat commission. My commission on this job would have been $24,750.
How much was the whole roof on that one gingerbread?
$165,000.
How do you have a $165,000 roof?
Because it's 1712 pitch, and there's a mother-in-law house that's bigger than
it's a big estate.
houses.
It's a big estate, right?
Yes.
All right, Cooper,
literally
go
like a
dig
jet.
out your agreement. Please send it to us. Otherwise, we can't help you. It's all speculation. I'm Tom Martino. Let's help people. Let's help you. You help us. We all help each other. It's a circle help. 303-713-TALK. Keep the calls coming in. We got a lot more to talk about.
Got that. That was just okay. Little Richie's, they'll be here by 11:30. Hello.
Wow. Freaky fast.
Well, I dropped Tom's name, and the guy's like, "I know Tom. I knew him from blah blah blah."
Everyone
so,
says that.
Yeah.
I said, "Who doesn't? Come on." So you get that extra special help. I'm good. How are you? Thanks for doing the pizza thing.
Absolutely.
These guys.
You can tell them bring up an empty box. Bring up an empty box that you put the pizza in. Tom will sign it.
He mentioned that you have a car that needs an engine, right?
Well, he
that
doesn't have
phone
a title.
number that you wanted to give me?
The guy who left the car with me for Clint was supposed to.
The guy. I don't have the phone number. I have his name.
Oh, Mark.
There
Was
was
Dave Carey?
What is it about?
Dave Carey.
Right.
I've been telling Scott for about a year.
Will you send that to me in the thing?
Who is
that
it?
exact
I mean,
guy with the
it's
catalytic converter?
just in the message.
For 300.
I thought I said you needed those anyhow, dude.
We've been telling him for a year.
I know.
We gotta put cats in this.
So there's a lady that went.
Yeah, he acknowledged that.
This is where it kind of comes through.
I think it's done and over.
Now,
I heard Scott told
it's
well,
okay.
overheating's fixed. Well, no,
We're not
catalytic
gonna
converters,
debate
but
yet.
Red Fire doesn't.
You
Yeah,
just
but
wanna
we've been telling
understand.
Scott Linton,
Don't ever
his
put it out
own
there.
personal
Obviously,
vehicle,
you know,
I don't know, 3 to 5 times.
Say, look, it's a very controversial law. We want
I mean, it's a decent looking car and everything else, but it's just the value just.
In short, this is what it says.
No.
If you loaned your car to me,
$3,000 car probably
and
if there was, right?
well, let's say I had back tickets. They impound
300.
300C or 300C. I mean, it's
Forever, you can't even get it back.
not bad.
No,
Not bad. Leather and everything else in it. I mean, it's got some good look to it, but
listen to this. If you have a loan on it, your lender needs to get first right.
it's one of those cars that you just got to,
One time,
the limited repairs is there.
How did you get it?
The customers worked with Clint, and they left it there because, the parking we got out back, they still cleaned it. And he's been in and out of there a few times, playing with it, put a battery in it, did different things, but what I remembered was that the guy was supposed to give him the title, put the title in the glove box.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so listen to this.
Oh, Clint's been there 3 times playing with this thing. Unless he...
Why? Because
I mean,
it's
that's
a civil law. It's a civil
It's a
law.
biggie, so...
It's not it's separate from the
So my
criminal law.
question
Do you
for him
want
is, we're
somebody
gonna
to
have some
come on
parking
the
lot work
radio
done.
to
Yes.
answer questions?
Yes.
Okay.
I want, hold on.
I
He doesn't have to, if he doesn't want to answer
Send
from...
me the name.
I just
I can't
want
believe this
Corey
fucking
Nelson.
version of Word
He is the city attorney in charge of. He's the one that handles all these cases.
Okay.
But I have a guy who will buy.
So I won't even go through media relations. I'll try to find
Oh,
He
him.
will handle
It's not exactly,
these cases.
I mean, if you
Again,
just want the dough for it.
no one can deny us. We want information to clear. We want to help people understand.
I will get that
Will he
done.
build it? Get a title for it? What will he do with it? Scrap it?
New York City
He'll scrap it?
When you get like $300 out of that.
ruled that Garner's death was in fact a homicide.
Why do you even care about the title then?
I don't, but I mean, the whole point of fixing the car, if we don't have a title for it.
That's crazy, but to scrap it, you don't need it.
No.
JJ will pick up any car I point at.
I thought to scrap it, you
He
do need a
takes
title.
I can point one out
They
the
need a
mall
title
parking
to
lot.
scrap a
But
car.
hold on, Mark. I thought to scrap it, they want to see that you have
They
rights.
do. With us, they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, maybe.
Right.
I mean, depends who you're dealing with.
Depends who you're dealing with.
There's all
Mark, did
kinds
you
of people.
follow
Apparently you don't know
my?
JJ.
Did you follow all my emails and stuff?
Mark's got a guy.
I got a guy. What do you mean all your emails?
Earn points you can use
On the,
for
phone line.
complimentary maintenance that gives
Yes.
you more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep.
Did you send another one today?
Have you ever had to deal with
Visit your
a vehicle
participating
that the
Ford
bank has the title to it? Have you ever filed a mechanic's lien on one?
The mechanic's lien is, to me, is dispossession.
It is.
And you got to process through and notify them of storage and everything else, give them the 30 days or whatever You just got to process it. But I mean, there's no.
But a mechanic's lien says that if a bank has the title, you have to surrender to the bank.
Who says that?
No.
No.
That's not true, because the owner of the vehicle had control of the vehicle
I understand.
to generate
liens
the...
take effect. Your mechanic's liens supersede the lien.
Absolutely.
But it's possession. I mean, they can't just come in and say, we're lien holders,
Because I just started one. I haven't done one for years. I used to have a tow company that did them all for me. But I just started one, and I'm at a point where it says if the bank has a lien on it, you have to surrender it to the bank.
Did you contact the bank though?
Yes.
And they're not willing to pay the bill?
No.
Okay.
The bill's worth way more than what the card's is.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. And they don't want to pay the bill, but they don't want to surrender the title.
Right.
Well, but that's why you exercise your right with the mechanic's lien to then process for title. They can either satisfy the bill or they lose their right.
So I'm going to go through. I'm going to go through it and see what happens.
But you can't sue on it.
You can do two things. You can negotiate with them on the cost of the repair, so that they just pay you and pick up the car.
I've tried.
Yeah. Or you'll say, hey, I'll buy it from you.
Tried.
They wouldn't accept both offers, huh?
Tiny homes, Mark. You got a big run-in with them.
What are they? Problem backups?
I don't know.
You know who owns them is.
I don't know.
Satisfy the bill, or
I don't know who that is.
I'm gonna go through it and see what happens.
The one you're thinking about
you were talking about a Hemi. I put an engine in a Dodge Durango Hemi.
Take it out.
I'm there. I'm there.
Just take it out.
I'm there.
Take it out and say, come on, get it.
I'm there.
Yeah.
That's where I'm there.
I got to do one more thing.
And how much was the engine?
I might run down on that.
I think $8,000 in it.
What you need to do?
Wow.
You have to have.
So you converted it?
I think I can cost it out at
for the new purchase.
$5,800.
Yeah, but if you got to pay, they got to pull it back out again. And,
yeah, but that's no big deal for me. I mean. It's not.
Do you know what the lien is on it?
I don't.
I want to show you this cute little. I just love this little fucking thing. I love it.
Oh man, I'm beat. I had a lot of that.
Oh wow! It's like a little car. It's like a little stealth car.
Remember that? That's a pretty cool view.
It's a cute little thing.
Master of Puppets. They wouldn't play any Metallica.
4 horsemen.
That's the little 100 horsepower 80 octane.
Wow. That was a cool little pickup truck. That picture was pretty good.
But look at the little cockpit. It's so cute.
I think that was one.
Wow, yeah.
You think so?
Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
Oh, it's just a little too.
How much does it weigh? How much does it weigh?
I gotta look. It's not a lot. It's a light sport, so it's under 1,400
pounds. Oh, that's really light. How long is it?
Like from the
wall to where?
It's like it's longer than a.
I'm out. I'm not a height guy.
I'm not paid for anything. I'm gonna go.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We are here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life a little easier, and to get the word out, really. You know, the more people that know about this show, the better. We have had such an influx of new people into Denver. They find out usually after they have a problem. Tell them about the show before they have a problem so they can say, look, just listen, man. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to have some fun. Today's car day. We got our experts with us. Mark Machowski, Budget A1 Transmission, Auto Repair. Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech. Andy Barella, Colorado Springs Dodge. He's the service director. Let's talk about anything, okay? Not just cars today, but we are talking cars. And let's talk with Lee about trucking. Now, Lee is someone who communicates with us a lot. And what's the matter, Suzanne? It's not the same Lee?
Not the same Lee.
Oh,
I don't know what happened to truck driver Lee, Tom.
Automatically, I thought it was Lee.
Me too.
Who cares? I'll still help him. Lee, what's happening? There you go, Lee. What's going on?
Yeah, it's just want to say my family's been listening to you guys for all their life.
Thank you.
And they appreciate all your voice.
Well, thanks, man.
Okay, I am currently a truck driver for Swift Transportation.
Okay, keep going.
I recently went solo. I tried to bring my wife on.
When you said solo, is that like owner-operator?
No, solo is pretty much where I'm the only driver in the truck.
Okay. Is that something is that unique, or do a lot of people do that?
Yeah, it's like there's owner-operators where they actually own the truck.
Yeah.
I'm a company driver.
Okay. And with company drivers, do they usually have solo, or do they usually have a pair?
There's teams, and then there's solos.
Depending on how long the drive?
No, it's whatever you want. If you want to team up with someone, they allow you to team. If you want to go solo, then you can drive by yourself.
Oh, do you make less when you team up?
No, you make more.
What? Well, why? You guys do more work, or what? I see. That's the part I don't understand.
Okay, when you're teaming, that truck is always moving. The wheels are always turning.
I got you, sir. Okay, so keep going then. You went solo, and what happened?
And I was just about to get my own truck and everything, and I signed the papers. My wife is on a CPAP.
Gotcha.
I signed the papers.
Now, she's on a CPAP when she sleeps, right?
Correct.
Are you an over-the-road where you spend nights on the road?
Yes.
Okay, I know where this is going. Okay, so go ahead. Just before you got your new truck, they found out about your wife's CPAP?
Right, and the whole thing is, with Swift, you have to sign a release form for all riders saying that they can't sue the company if they fall out of the truck.
Of course,
whatever.
of course.
You know, which I understand. You know, and I signed the papers, I gave it to them and everything, and when they found out she had a CPAP, they wouldn't allow her on the truck.
Now, is that because they're afraid of her dying or something and then blaming you guys, or what?
Yeah.
She's not driving, right? You're solo. She's just accompanying you, right?
Correct. I'm the only certified driver.
Okay. Normally, do a lot of guys bring their women, their wives and girlfriends and honeys, or do a lot of women bring their husbands? I see a lot of these pairs, but I never actually knew it was formalized. So they actually have a formal process by which you have to claim them and fill out an application, get permission.
Correct. Yeah, it's like there's a lot of drivers that bring their girlfriends, wives.
Okay. Or alternate. So listen, what about see, that's a quick, you have to really be quick to keep up with me. So Lee, what about the decision are you calling about? In other words, if that's what they want, I mean, they have a right, I guess, to deny people, right?
Yeah, they do, but she's disabled.
Well, what does that have to do with anything? Are you saying they're violating her rights, like discriminating against someone disabled?
Right.
Well, here's what I think. If it was a job, it's way different than a privilege. I believe, I might be wrong, but they allow you to have someone kind of as a privilege. It's a perk, right? It's an extra thing. It's not mandatory. And so why? Right. So yeah, well, with any privilege, they can put stipulations on it. But you're saying the stipulations they're putting on are unfair, or that stipulation is unfair.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's like they say if she's a company driver, then they can accommodate that. But
then they're going one step further. They're going one step further. They're saying we do not discriminate against a handicap or a disability because she could drive. We just don't want her riding along with you. I don't see where you have a discrimination claim. You know, would our Center for Disabilities help us? Suzanne, would our people with the, Americans with Disabilities Act have some knowledge? Yeah, I know this is not what they deal with, but maybe she would have some input on it.
I could check, Tom.
Or where he could talk, who he could talk to. See, this is technically, it's not employment discrimination. What discrimination, right. What is it? I mean, can you think of any other people who are allowed to ride along that have any disabilities at all?
Okay, the person that I was with before, he's like a mentor. He trains the new people and everything.
And?
That come into the company.
Okay.
And I try to make this point, and he says that a few of his people that were with him have bypass, but they were employees.
Well, I know.
But
See, that's the thing. They're not discriminating against employees. But one quick question here, Lee. Why did you disclose this? Was there a questionnaire that asked about health problems?
No, well, I was upfront and honest with them. I told them because initially...
Was there a question about it, Lee? I just need to know if it's in writing.
No.
When did it come up?
Because it came up because when I tried to get her on the truck, they asked.
What
but
did
it wasn't in writing.
They just walked up and said, "Oh, by the way, are you on a CPAP?" Come on. What do you mean they asked? How did it come up, Lee?
Because she's overweight.
So hold on. When they saw her, wait a minute. When they saw her getting on the truck, they walked up and said, "You must have a sleep apnea," or "Do you have a sleep?" I mean, who said that to her?
They didn't walk up to her.
What happened exactly? How did it happen?
They said that initially they had a problem with her.
Lee, listen. Just hold on.
Ability.
But Lee, you're not telling me the genesis, okay? You filled out all the paperwork. You got to tell me exactly, not just in general terms, how did this come up? Where were you at the time? Who brought it up? Tell me the real, honest-to-God event. Tell me what happened.
Okay. I told them up front while I was in the terminal that I want my wife to come with me. She's on a CPAP. And that she's overweight. She can get in and out of the truck just fine.
Why did you feel compelled to say that? Why not just say, "Hey, I want my wife to come along"? Can you let me in on why you said that additional stuff?
Because I figured honesty is the best policy.
No, I'm not talking. It's not dishonest to say you want your wife along. I just need some kind of insight. I mean, when you say you were in there and you told them, was this in an office? Where was it?
Yeah. It was in the terminal leader's office.
Okay, you went to the terminal leader to ask permission for your wife to come on, right?
Correct.
Okay, and during the conversation you said, "I'd like my wife to come. By the way, she's overweight and on a CPAP, on a CPAP, right?"
Correct.
Okay, now I can see that. But I don't know why you did that. And then after you said that, what did he say?
He says that he would have to check with the home office.
Okay. And then he checked. And then he got back to you and said, "We can't do it."
Right.
Okay. All right. Enough said. That's good. Okay, hold on. We're going to, I don't know where this falls. Maybe people have comments. Sean, you have a comment. Go ahead, Sean.
Quick. Hey, Tom, if you drive a commercial vehicle, you just can't let anybody in the vehicle. They got to be covered under the insurance with the company. So she can't ride with them unless she's covered under the insurance.
That's a good point. It could be an insurance thing.
This report is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quick.
Boy, would you want your wife
a fairly usual size?
Yeah. Complaining.
What do you you can't pick up any lot lizards.
Yeah. No, but she's complaining. Can we stop?
Yeah,
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Sure.
Hot. It's hot in here.
It's boring.
Man, I'll tell you, I saw, and I mean, Donna and I witnessed this years and years ago. We're in our motorhome, and Donna says, "Tom, come here." And this woman, she's going up, and you see her talking to truckers. She moves on. She goes up to another one, and they're talking a little longer. She goes like this, and then like this, and then she hops up in.
Right.
She was an absolute truck stop prostitute for absolutely sure.
Absolutely.
They knock on the door and talk to them. "Hey, do you want any companionship tonight or whatever?"
Licensed in all 50 states. Wow. Equal housing lender. NMLS number.
Fix It 24/7. The $39 people. For $39, they'll come to your home to find any problem. And it doesn't matter how long it takes. You know, people are always worried about getting things fixed because it's the finding of the problem sometimes that can take the longest and cost the most. With Fix It, they take that out of the equation and limit it to $39. And get this, if you decide to have the work done, they will credit you that $39. And the best part about all of this is you don't have to have the work done. And all you pay is $39. In fact, you get a complete written estimate, well worth the money and time. So Fix It 24/7, you can trust for a diagnosis, you can trust for the repair, you can trust all the way around, and you never pay twice. They credit you the $39 toward the repair. FixMyHome.com. FixMyHome.com. Now, just so you know, this is a company where the ownership I have known for years and years, like 20 years. 720-526-3939.
You make as much as $1,000 in as little as 10 days. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for American Financing, and instead of letting
this new Apple, man, does it have wonderful battery life. That was I got a brand new XR, and one of the hallmarks was the was that.
How long was it last?
So now is the time
How long is the battery?
Oh, it lasts definitely all day. This is my son on his first solo, not solo, there was an instructor, but his first solo at the controls hovering.
Wow.
It's not perfect. Now, you're supposed to stay right there.
Okay.
He starts turning, and the guy wouldn't interrupt, so he asked. Now that's not necessarily intentional, but once you start, you just bring it back. He's 12.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So now he's good.
Wow.
Well, that's hard because your reaction is to be trying to be moving all the time.
It's like a Ouija board, man.
Yeah.
You got
so it's just one in a helicopter, just one.
And then one up and down like this.
Yeah,
this is power and lift. But you know what? It's just when I first started, it was absolutely the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. So I thought, I'll never get this. Now I'd like to tell you that it is the hardest thing, but for some reason, it's like you get used to it. You know what I'm saying?
It comes natural.
Like, yes, because I couldn't believe. I said, how do people do this? How do they do it? Because it's like, but after a while, it just like clicks, and you don't even think about it. So it just goes to show you the remarkable muscle memory we have. People have.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Wow. Like I said, I like people believing, it's always that difficult, but I'd be honest, I said, really, it's not. Somehow, your body just knows, and you just start feeling it. But
to me, it'd be more mental, because Andy and I were talking. You get over 10 feet on a ladder, and I'm done.
We were talking about
I hate heights. I can't
Right,
climb.
so do I.
I can't stand on a roof. See, but I'm afraid of falling. I'm afraid of falling.
Yeah.
So when I'm in control, I don't fear that.
Really? Doesn't matter.
Not when I'm flying.
See, I correlate the same.
I guess
him and I are trying to put it together.
If I was flying in an open, like the ultralight, I tried that. That freaked me out. So no, I don't like the feeling or the fear of falling. So that's what I think.
I don't mind flying commercial.
No, but when you're on a roof, you kind of.
Oh, I hate heights.
Oh, I don't like that.
Me too. I can't stand it.
But you're in a helicopter.
Yeah, but you don't really because you're doing it. You're really doing it. And you kind of. It's different. It's different when you're doing it and you're in control. Because I finally realized my fear wasn't a fear of height, of flying. It was a fear of height and falling. It's just.
That's true, though. It's
Even
the instability of.
Yeah, like. Or like
if
you were ever up high and some asshole comes and go, whoo! It scares the shit out of me. I can't stand it. That's what it is. That's that fear.
I was just on the roof here a couple weeks ago cleaning up.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so we got some comments on this. What do you guys think? They won't let the wife. I think insurance makes a good deal of sense. I don't know. For anyone just tuning in, Lee's a CDL. He's a commercial driver's license, and he drives for a company, and they often allow people to accompany you as a companion. And I guess there's a permission process, and they said we're not gonna let your wife do it because she's on a CPAP, and that's it. So, Gabe, what do you think?
Hey, Tom, how you doing? Hey, does that driver have a hazmat endorsement? If he doesn't, that's option good. I don't think he has in his truck.
non-endorsement.
But they don't carry oxygen. Oh wait, the CPAP doesn't carry oxygen. The CPAP is just it just blows air. It opens your passages. So I don't think that's no. And Lee, let me just you're not asking to bring oxygen, right?
No, I'm not.
And did they know that when you said CPAP? Maybe some people think that's an oxygen auxiliary system.
Yeah, they knew that she wasn't on oxygen.
Okay, okay.
Keep her lungs expanded.
So, yeah, no, I know. And has she ever tried the mouthpieces, Lee?
I don't think so.
Okay, there's something called sleep dentistry where they make... Now, sometimes with severe cases, the CPAP is needed, and that you can't use those mouthpieces. I have a mouthpiece that I use. Suzanne... We're getting a lot of comments on this. I guess it's pretty interesting. I mean, hey, you can't take your wife because she's... And I don't think it applies to a lot of people. The bigger question is this. Is that discrimination?
Well, is it with all medical, or is it just limited to this?
Well, good question. So, Lee, what if she had sugar diabetes? Or what if she had... I don't know, epilepsy, or what if she had some other condition? Do you know? Is there a list of conditions or anything?
No, there is no list of conditions.
Okay. See, I don't know what I don't know what to tell you. I personally, this is not a legal opinion. It's just a personal opinion. I don't think you have a case here because it's a privilege. They're allowing you to take someone, and they just don't feel comfortable with her because of an apnea. And Lee, I just think, and I think it has probably just as much to do, even though they don't want to tell you, with the weight. Will weight cost them more money over time? That's probably negligible, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know, man. What we can do, Lee, is we can cut you loose, get your number, and get some legal opinions on this for you. So, Suzanne, let's try our ADA people. Let's see what they have to say. What about Cody? Cody, what's on your mind? What's happening, Cody?
Hey, Tom.
What's happening?
What's on my mind? I've got a sale that hasn't been paid for about 7 months ago. We're a high-performance building company, and we supply ERV and HRV systems.
What are they? What are those systems?
It's a really efficient bathroom fan, basically.
Oh, okay.
Or it just brings in supplemental fresh air that's filtered.
Okay. Now, I'm curious more. I want to talk to you about that because that's interesting. You specialize in these bathroom fans?
Well, we specialize in designing buildings that don't lose energy, and so part of our energy recovery process is to collect shower temperature and moisture from cooking and things like that. And then we bring in the exact same amount of air. Most people's houses are depressurized, so they only have bathroom fans.
I get you. Okay, so anyway.
So this balances.
So you were doing work for a company, and they didn't pay you? Is that what it comes down to?
Well, actually, they bought 3 ERV units for tiny houses. And what that does is it removes the humidity buildup in them, and it also provides like fresh filtered air inside.
Yeah, because they're small, you need that more than ever in a tiny house, right?
Oh my gosh, we entered the tiny house market because in about 6 hours, one person in the average tiny house will run out of air, so they'll be breathing the air again.
Yeah, stale. Yeah.
They probably sleep with somebody or a dog.
What's the name of the company?
So that's Sprout Tiny Homes.
It's what's the name?
Sprout. Yeah, it's a big company.
Like Sprout, like in Sprouts, like Sprout.
Like Sprout Tiny Homes.
Okay, gotcha. And they're a big company, so my obvious question is, why not put a lien on them?
Well, and that was the question, was what do we do? Well, and these are going in small, mobile devices.
Are they considered a permanent structure? Do you get a certificate of occupancy? Well, or do you get a registration? How is ownership expressed?
Well, that's a good question, and I think the end customer, I'm not sure where those tiny homes were sold to, because normally, we're involved with the end customer. But, they could be anywhere.
Right. Right. But this is very interesting. Where is Sprout Tiny Homes? Where are they?
They moved to Pueblo. And
Okay.
it's a good company. They've got great people working for them. So that's what really puzzles me is, why are they saying, yeah,
Well,
we owe you
what do
money,
they
we'll
say?
get you
Yeah, we
paid.
owe you, but they're just not paying. How long have they owed the money?
That's right. 7 months. We keep throwing late fees, which upsets them. And I've asked them, I was like, we're reasonable people. And so are they. But
Where do they have their show? Do they have like a showroom or a show lot where they have them set up?
I just don't know. We just supplied them these 3 RVs.
You didn't install them?
Oh, no.
Okay,
They install them in their shop. They were very happy with them. In fact, they bought like 34 of them, I think, total over the past 2 years. And they're saying that their client hasn't paid them, so therefore they haven't paid us. And, of course, we're like, well, tell us who that client is, and we'll contact them. But they
Do
don't
you
wanna
have a
give us
point person at Sprout Tiny Homes?
Well, sure. Rod, who's the owner.
Rod.
And then the managers. Diane,
Deputy
and they're
Dan.
both good people.
Deputy Dan, this sounds like a simple simple call first, and say, look, you're selling these tiny homes. This is how much is it? How much for these 3?
Well, right. So they're about $1,000 a piece.
So $3,000.
$3,000. It's a small, outstanding invoice for a company of their size.
It's ridiculous that they would let it get to this.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Hold on a sec, all right? Dan, let's just what I would do is kind of just drop a dime and say, look, guy, this is a $3,000 bill. What does that say about your company? What proof, Cody, do you have? What proof do you have of sales or anything or delivery or anything like that?
Oh, well, we have acceptance of delivery.
Excellent.
Once it was dropped,
Excellent.
We have every paperwork,
all right,
including them responding to the invoices. We have accounting and all that.
Plenty
of track history. We email them like every month. Hey, are you going to pay us? Yeah, we're trying to arrange this. We're trying to get financing for this. Was the one they'd said in May.
This tiny home thing is really. This tiny home thing.
You'd like it.
It's really catching on. Yeah. Now there's
and that's why ventilation's important.
On their Facebook. There's a picture of Hickenlooper with them.
Wow.
These look like really nice little homes.
Well, he's done a good job. He's really the front runner pioneer, and inspired us to look at the problem and say, gosh, there's 2 people in this tiny house. How are they getting any fresh air if their bathroom fan's always running on low? And the builders always bragging about how tight the buildings are.
Right.
The tight building doesn't lose energy. Well, gosh, where's the makeup there?
I've never thought of that. I've never thought of that. In fact, Cody, most houses in general, think about it. If you have a tight, energy-efficient home, you don't have very good fresh air.
This is true. Unless you use energy recovery ventilation systems such as like a Zender. And they're very efficient. They recover 90% of the waste energy.
So they recover the energy and the fresh air and expel the rest.
They expel the bad, moist, smelly air, bring in brand new air, filter it, and it takes 90% of the outgoing air's temperature, and then fresh filtered air is delivered to your bedroom. So it's an allergy and asthma-friendly environment when you use our materials.
Very interesting.
Anyway, so
Cody.
He's right on the cutting edge, did the right thing.
All right, here's what I want you to do, Cody. If you could hang on, make sure Dan's got your contact info. Maybe Suzanne can get it. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to contact them directly and have an answer. We'll have an answer one way or another.
Could be really curious what you have to say. Are you going to call him, Dan?
Interesting.
Yeah. Unless you want to call. Are you on this?
If we sign up for our Christmas party there,
he's already out the door.
You'll get gift cards, not to use that day, but you'll get gift cards, for other times you're there. So if we think ahead, we can do that.
Okay, just wanted to plant that seed. I'm going to forward it to you.
Watch out for that. Traveling up from the high country, seeing traffic flow starting to build there. Westbound I-70 at the bottom of Floyd Hill. That's called Friday. Weather forecast. We'll be a slight change for afternoon thunderstorms today with a high near 88. Right now, partly cloudy skies in the Mile High City and 80 with the traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30 K-How.
Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans is with you every step of the way to provide a seamless mortgage experience. Visit rocketmortgage.com. Licensed in all 50 states.
I'll try to get them on the radio, but
if you're looking for stem cell therapy, you may say, well, do I need it? Well, if you have pain, discomfort, stiffness in the joints, and overall just blah, you know, this pain can really slow you down, either with aging or an athletic injury. Centeno Schultz treats all of that. Here's the important thing about Centeno Schultz. It's one of the few clinics that does true living stem cell therapy. What is true living stem cell therapy? It is the kind where they don't have these fluids shipped in because it's impossible to keep them viable. Centeno Schultz extracts the cells from you at the time of treatment and redelivers them with imagery. Please go to the real deal, the one who invented it, Dr. Chris Centeno, in a clinical setting for humans. 303-963-9201. They have weekly seminars. They'll read your MRIs. You can do ultrasound. Yeah. Why don't you call them for the next one? 963-9201, or look up thestemcellexperts.com.
Now, is this true?
It's not that bad.
Does this look as good as...
Thank you very much. Very nice.
Thank you, bro.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We're
thanking
Andy Dodge.
Andy.
I merged it, but it's got its own name. It's called Preferred Pre-Owned North.
Okay.
Now, at the end of the month, I'm going to marry it to my own financial statement. I'll track it separately and pull it together until I put a franchise in there.
Gotcha.
They're talking about putting Mitsubishi in there.
Really?
Yeah. Never been a big fan either. They should put Hyundai or Kia in there.
Is Mercedes still part of
Chrysler? Daimler?
No.
Really?
Fiat.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Fiat. All of the little Jeeps and stuff now, they're Fiat.
I drove a new one the other day. I think it's got like a 10-speed transmission or something. You know, and I was driving and you just watch it go.
Yeah,
they shift like 7 times by the time you get to 30 miles an hour.
Right. What your Jeep?
17 or 18.
Oh.
But it's just so light.
They sell like crazy, man.
Yeah. But it's like the bumper sticker. It's a Jeep thing. You just wouldn't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Subaru owners are that way. Jeep people are that way.
Yeah, Subaru owners are loyal, man.
Mm-hmm.
They really are.
Yeah.
But then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free.
I'd love to have a Subaru store.
Depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. It's powerful technology.
There's a guy around the block from me that does all pre-owned Subarus. That's all he does.
Is that right?
Qualified candidates.
He's actually got 3 car lots within a mile of each other.
Okay.
And all he's doing is buying salvage, hail stuff. You know, and then he'll finance. He discloses everything.
Well, this place is got a great, it's a nice car lot. They sold 70 some cars out of there last month.
That's right, free.
And it's only 3 years old, so it's a super nice facility. I just got to build a service department. And I'm going to market all make and models.
Is this a service thing you're talking about?
Yeah, remember, a while back when I was here, I told you we took over, when we bought Acura, I ended up adapting a used car lot up the street from me called Preferred Pre-Owned.
Yes.
So we kept it. I merged it with Dodge. Well, we did on the 1st of June. So it was merged with Acura, and now we pulled it since it's 2 blocks up the street, if that. So we merged it with Colorado Springs Dodge, but now I'm running it, so I gotta build it.
Right. It's going to be a used car facility.
It is a used car facility, but I'm opening a service department in there to work on all make and model cars.
How big is the department?
That'll be good, man. That'll be good.
It's got about 12, 14 bays in there.
Oh, decent size. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's got a beautiful alignment rack. It's got nice equipment. And it'd make a nice detail shop too, because it's got 4 detail bays.
Wow, it's a big place.
It's nice. It's actually just right side.
Am I back? Yes, I'm back. I can't hear you. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. Renew Home Innovations is the name you want to find on the referral list or on the web. Renew Home Innovations for the best showers anywhere. Now, they do entire baths well. Oh my God, these showers are stunning. They use all Kohler products, high-end or middle or lower end, meaning top quality, but they have different prices depending on your dream home or a fix and flip or whatever. And they can do tub to shower conversions. They can do walk-in tubs. They're wonderful. 303-904-2000, 303-904-2000. This wall material requires zero maintenance. It's ground up composite stone. Serica, it's called. It's wonderful because even the grout lines, they've done a marvelous thing here where they have a curved fitting in the corners so you don't have any sharp corners, and those grout joints don't have to be maintained because they're shielded. 303-904-2000, renewhomeinnovations.com. Let's talk. We have a ton going on here. The CDL thing, I just don't think he has a case. We're going to look at his employment agreement with our attorneys. The employment agreement's the other guy. I'm talking about he wants to take his wife along with him on a truck as a companion. They allow companions, except they won't allow her because of a sleep apnea. So he feels like it's a discrimination. Let's find out. Meanwhile, whatever is on your mind, 303-713-TALK. Ed wants to talk about his 2012 Nissan Altima. Go ahead. It is car day today, by the way. We have our experts in. Go ahead, Ed.
Hey, Tom.
I'll give you 30 seconds to just tell your story, sir.
Okay, I want to take my car in for a antifreeze flush, and the dealer wants $250, and Grease Monkey wants $90. Should I be afraid of Grease Monkey?
What do you think? That's weird.
Yeah, as long as they're using the proper antifreeze and stuff. I mean, they do a good job with service.
But why is it that much different?
There's got to be a little more to it. Yeah, the 250 is a little high for a flush.
Is it? Yeah, what are they going to do for the 250 actually?
Well, I just called them, and they're just going to do the flush. And I would imagine they do an inspection of the hoses and stuff. And
well, everyone does.
That's all complimentary, sure.
Everyone, listen, whenever you take something in, and there's nothing wrong with this. In fact, God bless Free Enterprise for it. They tenaciously look for other things to do. Well, guess what? If that turns out to be that you really need something, I don't mind that. Kevin, don't you always look for things?
Absolutely. No, and it's a service, too, because you don't want a car to break down a week after you looked at it.
And then here's what you do.
Sure.
I know you do this especially, and probably Mark Machowski does it, but at Sheridan Auto Tech, they'll say, here are some recommended, and then here are some mandatory we really feel need to be done.
Absolutely.
No you kind of do that?
Absolutely, especially for safety issue items.
So these, all of these low-cost oil changes and everything have one purpose in mind, to get you in the door. And again, when I say that, it's not a criticism. I love it. You take advantage of it, just like these inspections with HVAC and every other thing. It is all right if first you ask yourself this: am I getting something of value? If you are, great. Second, are they going to be no obligation? Great. Next thing, when they tell you what you need, you have to ask, do I need it or is it recommended? There's a very big difference. A very big difference. We have car day today, as you heard our experts. If you have any questions, 303-713-TALK, or just about anything. Isaac wants to talk about his wife being charged. Well, Isaac, let me give you 30 seconds to sum that up.
Okay, so my wife has an in-home health care business, and she's worked for this client for 5 years. She was taking a maternity leave, and in that process, actually the day that my son was born, the son of the client actually fired my fiance because I really don't know why, But now they're trying to charge her with felony theft against an at-risk adult.
Against what? An at-risk adult?
Yes.
Okay, let's ask a few questions. When did this crime allegedly take place?
In March.
What's her first name?
Correct.
What is it? Corinne? Corinne, okay. So Corinne is charged with a felony, and what exactly is it that she's accused of doing?
She's accused of stealing. They said that she stole $12,000 from her client, which she had the client pay 2 months in advance, which was $6,000.
Okay.
So she could pay her subcontractor.
So she took that money when?
In April.
In April, she took 3 months in advance?
Yes.
And that came to $6,000?
Yes.
Now, why are they calling that a theft?
I have no idea. That's why it's confusing. Next thing not too long ago, we got an email from a detective saying that she has a warrant for her arrest. And
Okay.
we're like, what?
Isaac, something happened, obviously, meaning someone filed a complaint. Someone.
Yeah, and it was the client's son saying that.
Okay,
which,
how old is the client?
He's 90.
Client is 90, and what was she supposed to do for the client?
She takes care of him by taking him to the grocery store, going grocery shopping. She used to.
It's what they call unskilled assisting, right? I don't mean unskilled like she doesn't have skills, but it's not medical. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So she took 3 months in advance, and who signed that? Did he sign it in a check?
Yes.
Okay. When did the son? He paid this in April. When did the son say it was theft?
In March. The day our son was born, shortly after our son was born, he filed a thing. We didn't find out until just recently that she had a warrant. So she turned herself in. I held her out, and we got the affidavit, and they're trying to charge her with 3 felonies actually: felony theft, theft against an at-risk adult, and I forget what the other one is.
Okay, so. Did he go after her before she took that money in advance? You said he filed charges in March, but she collected payment in April.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't make sense. You don't go after someone. Wait, he filed charges before she took a dime.
No, he filed charges after the fact that they paid. That the client wrote the check.
Okay, fine. Here's what I need to know. Is the old man going along with this?
Yeah, he's going along with it now. Which, my fiance's been working for him and his wife for 5 years, and his wife was just recently put in memory care, so it's just him by himself.
So this wife knows him for years and years.
She really doesn't know him because she has escalated dementia. So
no, I'm talking about your wife has been working for this guy for a number of years.
Yes.
And when did they discover the so-called theft?
I believe it was in March.
What did they say? I mean, I need to know what their statement says. Joe Lazzara, she's taking care of a 90-year-old guy, his wife, and now she's charged with felonies, 3 of them. I mean, without seeing the arrest warrant, would the arrest warrant detail why and how? What are those reports where you hear on such and such a date, she talked so-and-so into going to the bank, she forced him to do this and do that? Where do you get all that info, Joe? Joe Lazzara.
Right, that's all in the affidavit. So that will detail everything. The felony complaint will have basic information. But you see a lot of these types of cases when you have elderly or at-risk people who may not have the cognitive ability to make sound decisions.
Does she have a criminal record at all, Isaac?
No.
All right, hold on a second. Joe, would you just help us by taking a look at the affidavit and then just give us an idea of what you think is going on? And then the best defense route. Isaac, did you guys get a defense attorney?
Actually, I think we're going to do that 2 days.
Yeah.
Like, the quicker the better.
Yeah,
you know?
well, you're on the air with one that I know and trust, and we have recommended him highly, Joe Lazzara. Hold on.
This report is sponsored by Rocket
Did they ever
Mortgage.
give
By
them
Quicken
30 days in advance before, or is this the first time in 5 years?
Well, she actually had 3 months.
Well, 3 months in advance. Is that a commonplace over 5 years?
ask her.
You know what I mean?
I don't know why.
All of a sudden, it's just
why?
Did she say she wasn't going to do it, or
I don't know.
kept the money? This something's else.
Yeah, because if you're there 5 years, you got history with them.
Yeah.
So every 90 days they pay her. I mean,
But
this
now
is.
she had the baby?
Now that's I mean,
Whose baby is it? It's her baby.
That's what I'm saying,
but
right?
it's not his wife either. It's his fiance. He said both, right?
Right.
Yeah, but
Right.
it was her fiance, I think, and then they got married, I think.
All right. But where did the leave and the pay and everything come into play?
Yeah, why all of a
You know what
sudden
I mean?
90
So
days?
did she get herself paid in advance and then leave?
Yeah, exactly.
It's coming up right now, right? Right now.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, no. Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
That's
One
what it
spot.
sounds- That is what it sounds.
What do you mean?
Okay, guys. If you want product, price, and process, the 3 Ps, where do you go? Rocky's Autos. They have all kinds of products, all kinds of brands of used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans at 63rd and Federal. That's right. Open Monday through Saturday. And here's the deal. If they don't have the product one day, you go back a day after, they could have it because they get them in all week. The other thing they have is price. They just want to sell, and they gladly want you to shop. But please, you must compare. Before you buy, at least compare and see what Rockies has to offer. They're proud of their pricing, and they're also proud of the trade-ins they give because they need to sell those on the lot. And then the process, very simple and straightforward. There's a price, there's a down payment, there's a finance. Sometimes you can get way finance, like 100% or more. What you need to do is just go there and at least shop. As I said, 63rd and Federal, Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, and it's 30. And then on Saturdays, 9 to 6, 303-426-4646.
How does he get all those cars?
They just buy them off.
Things
They
in
got
the
2
cooker
full-time
I gotta
people.
tell you about.
What's that? Okay.
Couple of different things. JR, $6 short on his payment. Car Hop turned his car off.
Yeah, where did this find
They're doing that. Their financing folks can turn your car off.
Yeah, but that's if you have special financing and they don't trust you.
So he's short $6. I'm willing to give the guy his $6 because he says now
No,
they
it's
won't
not gonna
turn
be
it on.
6 now.
No, he says now they won't turn it on until I have my next payment plus the extra $6.
No,
he
and
says
there's
I
gonna be
have
a
my
penalty.
payment, but I don't have the $6. Okay, if all it is $6, tell him I'll give it to him. If it's more than that, forget it.
But this isn't the first time. He's been, I guarantee it's been shut off before, and he's been late before.
Okay.
And
this is not his first.
So you're telling me not to be so nice.
Yes.
No, it's
I'm glad Mark's not in here, Mark Major, because he probably.
Because if it was the
Tune me
first
up.
time in 2 years he's been late, they wouldn't have done it.
The next thing, Clifton and Gene with Bonnie Bay Travel are both on the horn to talk to you.
on one line. They're both.
They're both on the. He's there at the travel agents right now. Okay, now Joe Lazzara said if he had the probable cause affidavit, he could answer a lot more.
Okay.
Caller says he doesn't have that on him. Do you want me to try to re-coordinate this for Monday, or do you want to do it? Okay.
But I want to ask Isaac a few questions.
Okay.
Yeah, there's something going on with Isaac.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you'll get the rest of the story.
Give me 30 seconds set up. Just wave when I have 30 seconds.
It's amazing how people call in and get Tom's help, and they're lying.
It's not that they're lying, but they're just not telling
Some
the
people
entire...
are.
Yeah, some are.
Yeah.
What they
I try to give
do
the
is get me
benefit
to
of the
rally
doubt.
for
They
them.
just, you know.
Sure.
It's not a lie.
They try to get me to rally for them.
Yeah.
George Costanza.
That's where that was from, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You want to believe what people
So
say.
what do you think about Richie's? I think every bit is good, right?
Yeah, I would.
That was pretty good, actually.
I like
yeah.
a thinner crust like that.
Yep.
Well, if the other guys just don't want to do business, then the hell with them, you know?
I'll bet you Richie's is 2/3 the cost.
Yeah. But you know what, too? We had we do work for a body shop, front ends, alignments, that kind of stuff. So their guy comes in. Ever since, so of course the store manager calls, wants to meet me at the shop, put the car up in the air, says we left bolts out of the brakes. It's like, whatever, come on down.
Right.
Well, we go through the whole thing. Come to find out, the guy had Brakes Plus or Just Brakes or somebody else do the brakes, and now he's complaining about it. But he didn't tell her that he had brakes done since he picked it up from us or anything like that. But just rallying people, wanting us, that same kind of thing. He wasn't really lying, but he didn't tell us.
Do you guys have a place for people to finance auto repairs?
We have financing.
Do you finance?
Oh, yeah.
What rate?
Well, 90 days with no interest and up to 6 months with no interest. And then after that, it can get a little silly.
Is there a lot of qualification?
One is more qualifying than the other, yeah.
Credit score?
Credit score. There's a third one we're looking at now that I haven't talked to him yet, but he said they don't base it on credit.
Space because I want to help my clients.
Sure.
And we're not going to overcharge consumers. We're going to do it to like 4 to 4.
There's a company called CFS out of Boulder who we do a lot with. Because it's all on the phone.
I work with them a lot.
Yeah.
CFS.
But they're good for consumers?
If the consumer's smart and takes advantage of what's there, if they want to go
no, I don't like that 6 month. That's a tricky one.
Yeah, but if you want to go 2 years, you're going to spend a little more on the interest.
You're going to pay some interest. You're going to go and pay some interest.
35, 38, maybe more.
But they hit us on the front end and they hit the customer too.
2 years. I mean that.
See, we pay like a 2 to 5% fee to fund the loan.
You won't have to do that either. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. So Joe Lazzara needs the arrest affidavit, okay? And we're going to get that to him and talk to him after the weekend. But Isaac, we had a number of questions, and of course, Joe, we don't want to keep your time. You can stick around and listen to this, but I just wanted to let people know you'll be back to discuss this after you see the affidavit. Good. Thank you, Joe. Now, on Isaac, we had some questions. If she was working for these guys on and off for 5 years, what changed? I mean, we're all like puzzled as to why this time.
Has the power of attorney of the will and everything else. I believe that's.
By the way, I got to make something very clear. Bonnie Bray Travel, we're very happy to talk to us, and we're going to have them on. But Suzanne, I can't squeeze them in now to give them enough time. I want to be more than fair to them because they had been involved. They sold this river cruise that changed. We want to get this client on along with Bonnie Bray and give a follow-up, and I'll do it in just a few minutes. Okay, so but first now, Isaac, I'm not taking him right now, Suzanne. We don't have enough time. So Isaac, I wanted to finish up with you really quickly here. What do you think happened? What changed? Why, if she's working there 5 years, all of a sudden they say she stole from him? Was she always taking these upfront payments every 3 months?
No. It was just because she was due,
But why this? Had she ever done 3 months in advance before?
No, she never has.
Then why did she do it this time?
That way she could play.
But why this time? Isaac? Why not a year or two ago? Why did she all of a sudden take 3 months in advance?
That way she can make sure her subcontractor.
Isaac, you're not listening to me. Isaac. Why didn't she do it before? Why now? I understand she wanted to make sure she had payment for everyone, but why didn't she want payment for everyone a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Why now? What changed? Do you understand what I'm asking?
She went on maternity leave.
She went on maternity leave.
Yes, that's what I understood. Does that answer your question?
So she wanted to make sure it was done while she was on maternity leave. Is that what it is, Isaac?
Yes, but why didn't she ask the son, Tom, instead of the father? The son who has control of the account.
The son has control of the account. Why didn't she go to him, you're saying?
Instead of the father,
all right,
you know?
Well, Isaac, so she was going on maternity leave, and she wanted to make sure the money was there to pay the people who would be working in her place. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, now I understand. Okay, now I understand completely. So
She took the money up front, the 3 months, and went on maternity leave. And then she gets a call saying they're arresting her.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense to me. Did she pay the subcontractors? Did they not show up? What was the story while she was on maternity leave? Did the services go on?
See, no, she had the subcontractor that was not fulfilling her duties.
That's it. So here's what it looks like, Isaac. It looks like she took 3 months of payments and disappeared. I mean, there may not, hold on. That's a civil matter, a criminal matter if it was with the intent of doing that. If she did it and that guy didn't show up and she had no idea that was going to happen, that's a civil problem, right? If she did it thinking, hey, I'm going to make sure I get my money no matter what, I don't care if the guy shows up or not, that's criminal. I think they might have a hard time proving intent. You got to get the arrest affidavit, and then we will let Joe look at about ideal home loans for your next ideal.
The rest of the
story.
Initially. And I was thinking that, but she just, I didn't realize that it was maternity leave.
Well, yeah, but still, why does she need it in advance? She can take it here on the 1st and pay it here on the 2nd. Why?
She didn't want to be beholden to the subs without having the money in hand. I understand that.
Well, then bill a guy 10 days in advance or something, but not 90 days.
Well,
it looks like she took.
She's going to be out for 3 months.
Yeah,
so she didn't want to worry about collecting and all that. I can actually see the logic. I really can. I'm going on maternity leave. I got guys to fill in. I want to make sure I have the money to pay them.
Right.
I really can see it.
Hopefully. That's giving her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, but listen, guys, if she wanted to rip them off, why would she just do 3 months, and why would she do it then?
Oh, yeah.
Why would
There's a lot easier ways of doing it.
Well, she should have been checking with her subcontractors to make sure they're doing their
Absolutely.
She could.
But it looks like, I mean, but she had a warrant for months before she even knew it, so the son didn't even call her, or she wasn't available, or...
You're right.
I mean, so maybe he's calling and calling and calling and calling, leaving emails, voicemails, and she's not returning calls. So he feels like, she just took the money and ran.
And I'm not getting the service.
I'm not getting the service, nor am I getting a phone call back with 15 calls in.
No, you're probably right.
You know, 99% of the problems come down to the communication. Communication.
What we have is a problem.
Yeah. It's a failure to communicate.
Who said that?
Yeah, what was that?
Paul Newman.
Was it Paul Newman?
Well, it was the sheriff with Paul Newman on Cool Hand Luke.
Was that Cool Hand Luke?
Yep.
Fox News, the U.S. pulled down.
The old Southern sheriff. What we have here, John, is a failure to communicate.
New Defense Secretary Mark Esper recently made the case to lawmakers. I think the
did break her,
Yep.
It only works if both parties.
Yeah, after he stole the police car from the chain gang or whatever, you know.
With intermediate range missiles, SSC-8s.
Stick them in the box.
So, Mark, you're not going away this weekend? What's up, man? You go every weekend.
No, not this. We have some people coming over tonight.
How'd you do in Manitou? Did you like it?
I love Manitou. We've been there a few times.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Did you take the RV down there?
Yeah, they got a little RV park right there.
See, it's kind of hard to get in and out of Manitou with that thing. No?
RV park's right off the highway.
Is it?
Yeah.
So run a
It's
little
on the
better?
opposite side of all
So
this
run a little
shit.
better on all cylinders?
Oh, it runs way better. Great.
Better gas mileage.
I don't know if that propane had anything to do with that or not. He got, what, 7,000 miles on a bad coil and a cracked plug.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and a V10 Ford.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
How many miles does it have now? How much have you driven it?
It doesn't even have 5,000.
Oh, really? Because you had it
It's
since
never
last summer, right?
Yeah, it never leaves the state. Furthest it goes is Breckenridge, really. I'll leave the state one of these days. I just never... I have no time to leave the state.
That takes time to get that, yeah.
There were 164,000 new jobs
Oh, man.
matched
Baby
expectations
steps.
from economists. And the unemployment rate
Grill steaks tonight, man.
He's got a plan.
I don't know what kind I'm going to do yet, though.
I'm going to see Lion King.
I love that
Good
movie.
fucking movie.
I went with my
Did you see
grandson.
it?
Yep,
I
I
went
saw
with
it
my
in
4-year-old
Colorado
grandson.
I gotta take my grandson to do that.
My wife called me this morning. She goes, I want to take the grandkids, the two older ones. She goes, see Lion King.
Good
So I jumped on my phone. I bought IMAX tickets. It's like, I'm in.
Down at that mall, AMC.
No, I went to, there is one at the mall, but I went to the one on Powers.
I was shocked how nice
Carefree.
that one is.
They just rebuilt the one at the mall. That's a nice theater.
Yeah, it had the recliner.
Yeah. I almost fell asleep, though. There's a little spot in the middle of that movie that's just kind of like...
That's what I mean. I heard it's long.
No, I mean, the beginning and the end is good, but the middle kind of...
I was shocked how good it was.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go see... I can't wait to see this one. I'll tell you why I'm looking so forward to it. One is Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, yeah.
Two, his wife wanted to get up and leave after 10 minutes, which tells me it's going to be Quentin Tarantino. I guarantee it. It's going to be. It's badass.
My kid said it's a good movie.
I can't think if I liked it or not. I think I liked it. I did. It was the
Did it
music.
keep your attention the whole movie?
Yeah, it did for me. Yeah.
That Django and Chains, fuck, that's a good movie. I love that movie.
I don't know what that is.
Pulp Fiction?
Do you know he's always in? Did he do a cameo in that one?
No, not once. I looked for it.
I bet he did.
He's in there somewhere.
I didn't see him.
God, that'd be the first time he's not doing his own.
I really
So do you take your
I'll look it up.
grandkids to Lion King?
Initial
I gotta do that.
My 4-year-old.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, see, only I go to kids.
Django,
I don't
the Django Unchained.
But I don't want to go by myself.
Right.
Pulp
Yeah.
Fiction is awesome.
Pulp Fiction was one of the first.
You have not seen Django Unchained. It is so violent and good.
Listen, I got
Oh
Pulp
my God,
Fiction
is it good.
years ago.
Yeah.
There was a pirated edition years ago. Everyone, okay. So we're watching the movie, and my sister.
You know, because he's dancing in his seat with
was
some of the stuff. He had a blast.
It was wrong.
You know,
There's no way this would be in the theaters
Yeah,
like
it
this
is.
because it was, non-linear.
Jumping all over the place.
And I said, no, that's the movie. We had such an argument. I said, you guys, this is the movie.
Of course.
No, that's pirated. It wouldn't be real.
I'll tell you another good one he didn't do, but it's really crazy. Natural Born Killers with Woody Harrelson.
Oh, my God.
Fuck is
Now, there's one, and I can never remember the name, but it all centered around some car accident at night. And it told the story from all the different perspectives.
Oh, I've seen that. All the different people that were involved in the
Yes,
accident.
and then when
I kind of like that movie.
I did. I can't remember. I wanted to look it up again.
Yeah, no, I saw. In fact, I've seen it a couple times on HBO. I forget the name of it too. It all focuses on the accident and all their kind of lives leading up to the accident from different perspectives.
Sounds
Really
like it'd be
good
good,
movie.
actually.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Going on 40 years on the air in Denver, so pass the word around if you need help, want help, or just want fun. The show's here. 10 to 1, soon to be sent 10 to 2, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And you can find us always for help, information, and referrals at referrallist.com. Referrallist.com. You can also call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. So today's car day, I have my experts with me, Mark Machowski, Budget A1 Transmission, Kevin Kalkin, Sheridan Autotech, Andy Barella, Colorado Springs Dodge. And I love doing what I do because it helps so many people and recovers millions of dollars. In this hour, brought to you by Genesis Total Exteriors. And I especially love promoting these areas where there's so much ripoff, like insurance. That's why I love promoting Compass. And like when it comes to roofing, we've got Jay Brett's Excel Roofing. And, of course, Genesis does some roofing. I like, how about the restoration business? That's why I like the New American Restoration, well, new on our referral list. So I love telling you about GenesisTotalExteriors.com because they do all home improvements inside and out, and you can trust them. Trust is a big thing with consumer stuff, okay? And that's why when I heard about Bonnie Bray Travel, they've been here for years and years and years and years and years. And, you know, I don't think I've ever got a complaint about them in my life. And this complaint wasn't about them either. It was about a river cruise. But when I got the call, Mark said, hey, if Bonnie Bray sold it, they should help Clifton out or stand behind it because they were the retailer. Now, the way it works with travel agents, they're the retailer and they sell cruises or tours for other people. I mean, they don't do it themselves. Well, this place... what was the name of it, Mark? You called them, the Riverboat people. What were the names?
I don't remember.
Anyway,
American Queen.
That's it.
So they had a riverboat cruise down the Mississippi, and then what happened was they canceled it and moved them over to Memphis.
And to a cruise they already took.
Yeah, but they made it sound like all they're changing is the itinerary.
Yeah, well, if that includes the entire
trip. I guess that's what they did.
Yeah, but they, you know, and I didn't think it was fair, and they wouldn't give the guy his money back. And I said, that doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. American Queen. So we asked Clifton to go to Bonnie Bray. We said, look, Bonnie Bray, they're good people. They've sold it to you. Now, I have no idea what happened, but they're both on the line with us. So we have Clifton, the consumer, and Gene from Bonnie Bray. Clifton, so you went to Bonnie Bray where you bought it, and what happened? Or Gene, whoever wants to speak is fine with me.
Tom, I think Gene will talk because she's done this travel business a lot longer than me, and she could tell you the details, I think, better.
Okay, good. Gene, thank you for being here. I certainly appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having us. Appreciate your 40 years of business. I hate to tell you, we beat you just a little. We've got 54.
Oh, my goodness. Holy crap. Can you imagine? This business has changed so much since you got involved. Oh.
Well, it has, and I'll tell you, this has just been a disaster for Cliff and Sherry Cruz to dispute the situation that they have had with American Queen. And American Queen is not being cooperative in any sense of the word. Cliff and Sherry put down a deposit in January of this year, and then they made final payment in April of this year, April 23rd.
Yeah.
Their cruise was to be scheduled for July 28th
right.
on the Mississippi.
Yeah.
From Minneapolis to St. Louis, visit Huck Finn, etc., and all the great things in that area. And 6 days before they were to depart, American Queen sends an email to me stating that they are deviating the cruise from the original ports of call, and they were due to the Mississippi River being so high that the cruise ships were not able to go underneath the bridges. So they, in turn, deviated the cruise to the Ohio River and told Cliff and Sherry that this was happening and that they would still be departing on the same day, but from different ports, and they would be seeing different things. And Cliff and Sherry said, no, that is not acceptable. We do not want to go to the Ohio and see Churchill Downs because we have already been there and the Kentucky Derby isn't running anyway.
Okay, so I want to ask you something from your long career in travel. When things like this happen, don't they usually give a choice of either another cruise or your money back? Are they forcing him to do what?
They have forced him because, number one, he either had to go on this cruise on the Ohio, or they were not going to refund him any of his funds. Number two, they were not going to refund him and let him apply for future use, or they would not let him transfer the funds for a cruise even for 2020. So we spoke with American Queen this morning, and they said that they have a contract that it was not a cancellation, it was a deviation, and our contention is the fact that the whole thing is the cruises are not able to take the cruise that they had signed up for. They don't.
All right.
Want
So what happens now? What happens now?
Well,
how about that insurance he bought? Would that insurance cover it?
Let me just ask her first. What do you think he should do, or what is Bonnie Bray doing?
Well, Bonnie Bray is now working with Cliff and Sherry in order to apply for funds through insurance.
Good.
He also has disputed the full charge on his credit card.
That's what I don't understand. How can they possibly dispute him getting a refund. How can they possibly do that?
They say that they have a ticket contract that states that they have the right to make a deviation, and it does not have to be in the area in which they had really signed up and paid for.
So they're saying basically it's the contract. They knew this was a possibility, but it's unconscionable. That's what you call unconscionable. So here's the deal. Let's. I think we wait to see what the insurance does before we do anything. Thank you for getting involved. I mean, I take it you're not going to do business with these people anymore.
No, in fact, I belong to a consortium of over 500,000 or 500
agents, yeah.
Agents, and American Queen Steamship Company is not on their preferred list.
All right, well, thank you. So let's just first see what insurance does, and then take it from there.
I wonder does he sign the contract when you use an agent like this, or did she agree to those terms? How does that work?
That's a good question. So click
the contract. It is a contract that they include with the documents.
Okay, so he signed it with them.
No, he did not sign anything. The American Queen just provides the ticket contract.
Oh, a ticket contract, meaning by buying the ticket, you're agreeing to it.
Yes, but we didn't agree to the deviation.
Okay, all right. I think he's going to have a good case. We'll see what happens. Now, I think when you apply for insurance, by the way, I wouldn't get into the dispute of deviation or anything. I would simply say they did not provide the cruise. You see, I wouldn't put that insurance in a position of trying to get out of it by saying, well, they did abide by the contract. I wouldn't even get into that at all, because here's why. They don't, you know, the riverboat company won't care if you get insurance. It's not coming out of their pocket. So why bother getting into all of that? Then you make it so they have to contact them. If you simply say, that cruise I was taking, they didn't provide it, period. They didn't do it, and I want my money. 303-713-TALK. Robert's got a comment on the truck driver. This truck driver was complaining because his company, Swift, wouldn't let him take his wife along because his wife has a sleep apnea and a CPAP machine, and they don't want her traveling as a companion because of liability. Go ahead, Robert.
I used to drive for Swift, and it might be, I think he said he was just about to get his truck and go solo. It might be because he hasn't been out on his own yet, and they're waiting to see if, you know.
Are you saying that he couldn't have anyone as a companion? Because his boss told him it was because of her medical condition.
Oh.
What do you, let me ask you this. From your experience, Robert, do they usually make you do solo first for a few months before taking someone along?
It's been about 12 years for me. I'm retired now, but yeah, I had to go out for a while by myself, and then you know, they want to make sure you're safe and
did you ultimately take a companion?
No, I never did.
Okay.
My wife was gonna, and then she got one look at the truck and decided I ain't living in that thing.
I ain't sleeping there. Go ahead, Suzanne. What did you want to say?
Tom, I don't know if this got on the air, but his biggest problem was since this happened, he got downgraded, so he's losing like $3,000 a week, he said.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with anything? Downgraded, what does that mean? I mean, he chose to go solo.
I thought maybe Robert could enlighten us.
No,
I don't know.
Well, he said driving on a team makes more money. He knew that. And driving solo makes less money.
Understood.
I think he chose to drive solo. I don't know. So that's probably why he's making less. We have a Cooney Lexus problem coming up. We also have an auto finance company that can stop your car dead in its tracks if you don't make your payment. And JR says it's unfair what they're doing to him.
This report is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
That happens, right? Don't a lot of those buy here, pay here?
No, we're talking about that. We're talking about it.
Yep.
In fact, we were putting them on, for one guy, we would put the real one in a dummy. Because you have to disclose it's on there. The customer knows it's there. They go looking for it.
Right.
What is it?
He's all mixed up.
So we put the real one way up underneath there.
But you have to tell them?
Oh, you have to let them know it's there, yeah.
But how do they get rid of it?
Well, they just disconnect it or something, and then, you know...
They can't be that easy to disconnect.
Well, they're not. They do more damage than good. So we were putting dummies on there that said GPS with a red light that flashed.
Oh, you're so funny.
I like that. And they cut it.
You are so...
Swear to God. They were $10 GPS dummies. And we put them in plain sight. So if you look underneath there, it says GPS on it.
That is so...
And they think,
I got him.
Yeah. How did you find me?
Please don't waste money when you're looking for stem cell therapy. We have gotten dozens of calls from people who spent thousands and thousands of dollars with phony balonies like Stem Cell Institute of America and people like that, and Dr. Dean Jones and all these other kind of shysters who take money for fake stem cell therapy. Please don't fall for that. Go to genuine MDs who do stem cell therapy and more, because if stem cell therapy is not indicated, they have other procedures as well. They're not these one-trick ponies. And also, what's more important, they use true living stem cells. Most clinics do not. Centeno Schultz, 303-963-9201. Ask about their weekly seminars where you can have an ultrasound or have them read your MRI and get information. TheStemCellExperts.com. TheStemCellExperts.com. Got fix it coming up in the same break.
So you put the fake GPS is right there. So
that is such a clever. That is so clever.
It's a new, straightforward kind of term life
That is.
insurance that
I mean, I'm actually impressed.
Let's do an estimate for you.
No, that's a good idea.
Just answer 4 simple questions.
And a lot of them don't have a disable feature. They're just asset protection, so you can find the car.
Right.
They don't know disable.
I know, right? And the online
God, I hate double press.
All new cars, don't they have?
Mark, print some
Some
for me so I can
There's
make
some
it.
not any new
car. I didn't
some
do the
of
right
them that they have.
So just print that one
Okay,
out.
I would have
What
thought
is
all
it?
new cars.
You'll see my
No, it's like
signature
an
page
email. The
where it
base
said
model
print.
black.
I didn't sign the right place. It's
But just because
and
the
my
system there
address
doesn't mean
was
like the
the
finance
address is for
company
2
will have
lines.
access
You'll
to
see,
it.
and I just fucked it up.
See, there's communication and maintenance on your
If the car does have it, you still have to pay
I
for
might
a
reprint the
subscription
whole thing.
annually.
Well, because I hate dual-sided
Oh,
prints.
okay, all right.
Fucking horrible.
All right.
First year's free gets you
I hate
hooked on
it.
Then if you do,
I didn't
shred that.
realize I did
Your
that.
car's emailing you that the oil needs to be changed or something, you know.
Sure.
Hey,
they all,
dummy, your left front
We'll do
tire
it right
is low
after
or
this
something
show.
like that, yeah.
if they did it, I mean, you could use, I guess, as a speed.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. How can we help you? Any way that you can think of. It's Car Day today, and of course we're talking cars and anything else on your mind. So, first, JR. Now, is Robert a new comment on that truck? No? Okay. JR, welcome, JR. Tell us what's happening.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
I'm a little frustrated today. So, my car company turned my car off this morning because I was $6 short on my payment.
Who is the lender? Who is the lender?
Car Hop Finance.
Lender, Car Hop Finance. Okay. Now, you were how many days late?
14 days.
And then when you paid, you were $6 short. Is that it in a nutshell?
Correct.
Okay. So 6 days late. No, not 6 days. I mean, $6 short. But you were late. How many times had you been late?
Well, you know, unfortunately, when I got the car, I was making $19 an hour. Unfortunately, now I work
I'm
for
talking
an
about
ambulance
I'm talking
company.
about the contract. Here's what I'm talking about. In the life of that loan, when did that loan come out? These are little things I need to know to call something unconscionable. How long?
About a year and a half.
Okay, about a year and a half. How many times have you been late? Really, honest to God, no. It doesn't matter what the excuse was. How many times were you late, even by one day?
Since December. I've been late every single payday.
Okay, so you couldn't try to get your due date changed? Sometimes they do that.
Well, that's the whole thing, is that my payment is every payday.
Okay. So you were then why are you late if it's a payday payment date? Why are you late?
I'm just struggling, Tom.
Okay. So what is the actual day of the month? Is it like August 1st, or what is it? What, the 1st of the month, the 3rd of the month, the 8th? What is your due date, or does it change every month?
So this is the way it is. The day that I get paid, I have a payment. So if I get paid twice a month, I have a payment.
But how do they know?
A month.
How do they know?
Because they wanted to know when I get paid.
Okay.
And I have a payment every payday.
Okay, so if your employer changed, so would your due date.
Correct.
Okay, so your due date turned out to be what? What was it? Is there a special day you get paid, the 1st and 15th, or what?
I get paid every other Thursday, whatever it falls on.
Okay, so every other Thursday. And since December, whenever you got paid, did they draft the payment, or do you make the payment?
I make the payment.
And you've been late, meaning the day you got paid, you didn't make the payment. How many days did you wait to make the payment?
No, I would make the payment, but maybe I was short $40, $50.
Okay. And then
I would pay it the following payday.
Okay, so you were really late, a lot, meaning day after day. I mean, you were late every time by a lot of money because it accumulates. Were you paying any default interest or penalties for being short?
No.
Well, that's good.
No.
Holy crap, that's really good, because they could have popped on penalties each time, and technically the next payment would first go to penalties and default interest, and then it would go toward your payment until eventually you're not even making a payment anymore. You're just paying your late charges. So if you're truly just $6 behind, I mean, they're doing you a big favor. I mean, they have not invoked any kind of, acceleration clause where the whole balance is due or anything. So right now, what do you need to get your car turned on right this minute?
So I got paid today, so they want my regular payment.
How much are your payments? What are your regular payments?
$192.
And they want $192 plus what?
Plus $6, so $199.
I'll give him the $6, Tom.
So do you have your $192?
I have my $192.
You don't have $6.
Well, I didn't have it because, they kept calling me for the last 2 weeks. Where's my $6? Where's my $6? I'll pay it to you on my payday. Just add it on my payday. Today is my payday. I woke up this morning to go to work, and, of course, my car's disengaged.
Did you get to work?
Did you get to work?
No.
You missed the whole day of work?
12 hours. I work on an ambulance, unfortunately.
Holy. And you couldn't Uber in?
Yeah.
He doesn't even have $6.
And not only that, Tom, I work, my job is 47 miles away from my home.
Okay. Listen, man. You're getting behind. You're on a spiral. You got to stop this. And it's good that you're working. That's really good. So you're making better money on an ambulance, right?
No, sir. And that's the whole thing. Is I was making $19 an hour. Now I'm making minimum wage.
Why?
On an ambulance? What do you do?
Correct.
What do you do?
I'm an emergency medical technician.
An EMT making minimum wage?
There must be other companies, man.
So what are you calling about us? What are you calling about today? What did you need us to help you with if we can? I don't know if we can. What did you need?
Well, I just didn't know if it was right for them to turn off my vehicle.
Yeah, they could have repossessed it by now, sir.
But 14 days?
Yeah. Listen, JR, I'm not saying, listen, do you understand I'm not giving you my like or dislike or we're talking about guys that rip people off for a living. I'm not talking about this particular, I'm talking about used car people in general. Now, Car Hop seems, if anything, to be more than fair with you. I mean, if all they want is the actual amount of money, normally they want way more when you default. I'm serious. I mean, they're not being unfair with you. They're not.
Yeah, there's others that charge
They want their
$200 to turn it back.
They want their regular payment and a lousy $6.
Understood.
JR,
Okay.
let me just put it to you straight so we don't, because this is a problem that won't go away. If you take your monthly bills and add up your monthly salary, are you going to be short on something every month?
Oh, every single month.
Well, then you can't live. You know you can't live that way, right? You know that it doesn't just automatically get better. You have to work a second job or get a better paying job.
Absolutely, and I'm in the process of doing that. Absolutely, I know where I'm at, and I know that I need to get out of this hole, and I'm trying to.
But what?
I love my job. I love saving money. I love saving people's lives, but I need to do something else. Absolutely.
But what about you? Do you have a lot of credit card debt? Where's your money going every month? Not that you have a lot of it.
He's only making minimum wage.
How much do you clear every 2 weeks?
Every 2 weeks, about $580.
So you make $580 times 2, is what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay. So then, what do you do with the money? Where does it go? How much is your rent?
$750.
That's it. It's over.
Yeah. You know, do you have a roommate? Do you have a roommate?
I am in the process of moving out of my place because I know that I cannot make it anymore. So I am leaving. And
I'm shocked EMTs make minimum wage. I mean, you can go to almost any fast food restaurant in Castle Rock. I know that because I see the signs. They all start at $15.
Walmart.
This guy's saving lives. Making what is minimum? $11? I don't even know.
Hey,
$11.10.
Listen, man. How old are you?
I am 40 years old.
JR, you got to make some permanent changes. You know that, right?
I know. And this is what happened. I was making good money. I was an assistant store manager for Walgreens, but my passion was saving lives. Was getting out there in an ambulance.
Yeah, but what good is a passion if it can't pay the bills? I mean,
I understand. I understand that. That's why I'm getting out.
Or you do it and you do something else. Maybe you get a job as a home health care worker in the evenings where you can put those skills to work. Maybe you go to a home care assistance and you say, listen, I have evenings available. I can work overnights. And then, you have skills. And then you use those skills, and you can sleep most of the time instead of giving CPR. And, I mean, you may have to do CPR or something every once in a while, but you administer some medications. You're there if anything happens. JR, there are a lot of different opportunities, but people many times, they get clouded and discouraged, and they don't think about what they can do. They just think about what they can't do. You have the skill. I would stay in your wheelhouse instead of saying getting out of it. Expand it. You work an ambulance shift, and you work 312s. Is that right?
1 week 312s, the following week 4.
Okay. You can do that.
And trust me, I am doing something right now. I'm working independently with this Riverside company payments. I'm going out to businesses. I'm trying to change out their credit card process.
No, you know what?
Giving them better rates.
You know what? Okay. Have you made sales?
Yes, I've already made 3 sales.
How much are you making on those sales?
Well, they're giving me $375 a week just for going out there doing this.
Good. That's helping a lot then. That's an extra $600-700 a month. Or excuse me, more than that. It's $1,400 more a month. So, okay, you didn't tell us about that money, so you're not short with your bills. When you include that money, are you still?
I just barely began. I just started, so I'll get my first $375 next Friday.
Okay, well that's good. Meanwhile, while you have the best time to find a job is when you have a job. The best way
absolutely, and I have an interview coming up with a hospital. They start out their ER techs at $15 an hour.
Good.
Trust me, I am changing my route. I'm trying to.
So
I just thought it was unfair. I lost 12 hours of work today.
Let me give you perspective, JR. It's not unfair, okay? You know what?
Yes.
If it was unfair, I'd tell you. I say that all the time. I yell and scream all the time. I think.
Absolutely.
Now,
I've heard you scream.
Now, I hope I really hope, JR, that you're accurate in what you're telling me, because normally there is a turn-on charge, there is a penalty interest, there are defaults. I'm hoping you're correct in what you're telling me. If they are that lenient, you have a really, really, really good finance company that they have not repossessed your car since December, and you've been late every single month. Okay? So, no, you're doing fine. Please keep going. And, JR, if you want to check, and I'm serious, you want to check in with us from time to time, we'll monitor your situation. You know that there's someone who cares. That helps. It helped Patrick get on his feet. I'm serious, or we'll help you get a job, but let us know what you're doing. My next recommendation is to do home health care. It's a burgeoning field. They need skilled people. They need them desperately.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky.
They say the average EMT in Colorado is $13.40.
That's a scary son of a bitch.
But that's a base EMT. That's not somebody who's
not a paramedic.
I wonder what a base EMT is.
Well, basically,
there's no training.
No, there's no
I think
minimal training. Minimal training, but he can't administer.
Did I do that? Fix it? Yeah, I did, didn't I?
He's basically there to
No.
Yeah.
It was
I think
hour 3.
It's like a stepping stone.
It was almost like an engineer.
But the thing is, I mean,
you need to hook this guy up with the other girl's job, taking care of the old guy.
Yeah.
You put him over there. The ones that are suing her. Yeah.
You guys looking for people? Are you looking for a good EMT?
He could be a greeter or something.
For minimum wage, he could drive cars.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you go to McDonald's, get almost $15.
But that's just it.
Every fast food and Castro is now hiring.
But that's
15
the thing.
to
If
start.
you're short,
I love QCColorado.com. You will too. Just look them up. Quiet Cool is the name of the whole house fan I use. Whole house fans work, period. QC works better because it's a stronger fan. It's remotely mounted, so it's silent. Well, not completely, but you know, it's like normal heat when it comes on. You don't hear much, do you? Well, QC Colorado will give you 5 to 6 air exchanges per hour. It circulates your air, destratifies it. That alone keeps your air conditioner working less. But more than that, it expels by pushing out the hot air in the attic. So, those two things combined give you better air, cooler air, and more efficient air conditioning. So I use my air conditioner half or less than half. I know some people who have quit using their air conditioners. Contact them now. Installation is an hour or less. No digging into walls. You get a remote to use it. 720-398-4510. 720-398-4510. QCcolorado.com.
No, like what he's saying. I mean, if you figure out 6 months, I'm thinking about, I'm working, and then you get the weird job that's not even a 9 to 5. Just check in somewhere, midnight shift, and put in 30 hours a week and pay your bills, and then you can look around.
3 days, 1 week.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Rex Home.
Could have easily got a second job, knowing that.
Home buying, 100% guarantee to buy it back at the price you paid.
Yeah, 3-4 days a week.
Within how many days?
Yeah, but that's
that mortgage company. They'll buy your home back when? I mean, 60 or 90 days.
I don't understand what they do. I don't get what you're saying.
What they're saying is, you do your home, you know, like a normal loan, but you have a guarantee. If you don't love the home, they'll buy it back. I mean, it's just a little gimmick, and they'll pay you the exact price you paid.
So they'll let you out of the mortgage?
They buy it back. You pay off the loan. They buy it from you.
Especially if you did that every, like...
Why would they do
3 months?
I don't know. That's what I'm getting at. It's like their little
thing. You just go right there, don't you? It's usually him that does it. Yeah.
This guy can live for free.
Yeah. You just need, slight deviation. Change your middle initial every,
Kevin.
I bet they buy it back, but then you got to buy another home.
Well, they're a mortgage company.
That's what I'm saying. I bet they keep you in that loan towards another home, or I don't know, man. It just sounds stupid.
Yeah, you buy one home.
I don't get the hook.
There goes all your
Well, first of all, the chances of anyone just doing that.
That's what I'm saying. What's the hook? People don't like just say, I'll live here. I mean, you figure it out.
But it'd be good to say, live here, and you find something.
Look it up. It's, what was the name of it again?
Rex?
Yeah, look it up. See what they say. It's a good idea. I mean, it's, you know, any kind of hook, because you got to rise above.
Yeah, but you got to understand the hook. Fuck.
A money-back guarantee is a hook. You don't like the house, we buy it back.
Pre-qualified as
Some realtors do that. They'll
non-commissioned brokers. They have nothing on their website about.
You know, I can't believe this pharmacy I found online. It's an American pharmacy. I mean, you have to send your real prescriptions to them.
Right.
Less than half the price on every script I found so far.
There's nothing on their website.
They're not in Canada or
any
Mexico?
What's that?
They're not in Canada or Mexico?
Is that what the pays are? 3.5?
It says as low.
3.5 or 30 years? That's pretty
As
good.
low as. You know how that works.
What were you saying?
Yeah, what
They're
does that
not in
mean?
Canada.
What does that mean?
They're in the
So you got to have
United States.
850s and 50% down.
We're not 850. What's a
Well, you know what I'm saying.
for Discovery Rare?
Does it say?
No.
And no money down. And 20%.
You got to have 50, yeah.
We think 50% down?
Yeah, minimum loan to finance is $2 million, you know.
15 years.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Andy Barella, Colorado Springs Dodge and pizza buyer. And we thank him for that. And Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech. And Mark Machowski, Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. Let's talk Mike Cooney, Lexus. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, Tom. So I have a 2007 Lexus GX 470. Very happy with this car. It's pretty much a tank. But I've noticed lately I had a noise coming from the front end, like a popping noise, a mechanical noise when I pull down off a curb or whatever. Something's loose, you know. So I go to Cooney Lexus. They tell me, among other things, I have a bent thrust arm, bent control arm that needs to be replaced for $860.
$860, and right. They call it a control arm?
Yeah, front control arm / thrust arm.
Now, let's just say it was that, guys. What about that price? I'm just curious if it was that.
That's in the ballpark, but
okay.
To have it bent, you would have had to have hit something, though.
All right, so keep going. What happened then?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't do a lot of aggressive off-road stuff with this thing, although it's quite capable. I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to get a second opinion. I take it to Addison Auto Center, which I've had good experience with in the past. They get it up there and tell me they retorqued the front suspension. There's sway bar links and stuff that were loose. The control arm was loose. They tightened it all up. Noise is gone. But most importantly, nothing is bent, customer. Nothing we found bent. Nothing needs replaced. Just needs to be tightened up.
You're getting the okie doke. You're getting the okie doke if that's the truth. Wouldn't you? Listen, did you get it in writing, or are they going to tell me they never said that?
I have it in writing from both places.
No.
Yeah.
From Cooney.
Yes.
Okay, so
the
all right.
Diagnostic from Cooney.
I'd go back to Cooney and say, "What's up?"
Yeah. So my question to you is your opinion on this. If I say, "Hey, what's this? I want to see it. I want you to put this sucker up in the air. I want you to show me what's bent on my beast." Now, are they going to give me some crap about liability, about customer in the service bay, or what is your opinion on that?
Well, I would be upset. I would be upset that they tried to get an $850 repair. What did the repair cost?
I didn't do it.
No, I mean, what did the other shop charge you?
They didn't charge me anything. They just said, hey, you're a repeat customer. Let's take a look. You know what? We just need to tighten up some stuff. Let's do another test drive. Your noise is gone.
I'd approach it different, though. They could have one bad tech, you know, and they need
Either
to know
one of them could have one bad tech. In fact,
instead of thinking they're trying to rip you off, it's just one tech, one time, and they need to know about it. Don't
they really do need to know about it.
I would talk to them.
I would go over there and talk to the service director, Andy,
Absolutely.
wouldn't you?
Yeah, give them the opportunity to explain. If you came to my shop, I'd be glad to show you if I told you something needed to be repaired.
And would you be happy to, what would you do to the tech? You'd find out if it was intentional or not.
Absolutely.
Walk him out.
You want to know that.
But you don't necessarily fire him. He could be just stupid. Isn't there a difference between incompetence and cheating, right?
Absolutely.
There is a difference, without a doubt.
Don't assume they're cheating.
Did Cooney charge you to check it?
Yes, they charged me $100 to look at it.
You need to go. You
back.
need to go back.
Would you please tell us what they say when you go back? And I wouldn't go back with a big challenge. I say, look, I have a serious problem. I have a serious concern since I'm a Lexus owner and will most likely keep buying Lexuses. Here's my concern. You told me I had a bent control arm, and you quoted me $860, and there was nothing wrong with it, according to Addison, who tightened it up, and the noise never came back. Is all that true?
That is all true.
Then tell him, please, and call us back specifically. Duke, what's going on with you, Duke?
Hey, Tom, I wanted to poke a little fun at you on one of your commercials. You talk about the magnetic resonance and stuff.
Yes.
And you say it's non-evasive.
Oh, I did? Uh-oh. I got to change. I meant non-invasive. I really said that. Wow. Non-evasive.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yep. Yep.
I hope not. Thank you, man. Thank you. Listen, by the way, that magnetic pulse therapy is just amazing. It's amazing. That's in the brain. Now, and this is a bad thing when people confuse it with, like, brainwave optimization, Nothing wrong with that stuff. But this is like prescription only. And this is, they do it the right. I mean, they could do something wrong, right? This is where a magnetic pulse, like with a magnet from an MRI, is shot into your brain. I know it sounds crazy, but it's not. It truly does help reset the brain for people suffering from depression. It's an amazing therapy. But as I said, it's the real deal. It's prescription only. MDs do it. And, and we've had great results, people letting me know, thank you for the commercial, because it's working. And I said non-evasive. I guess it is non-evasive, too, because they're pretty straightforward about it.
Your diction.
Yeah,
could use
terrible.
A lot
Tom.
Of
yeah, there's Mark telling me about diction, people. Because I want you to do me a favor now. I want you to listen to both of us for the next 2 weeks and give us a report. Tom, what's going on with you, Tom? What's happening?
Hey, just to help you out, the movie you were trying to think of offline or off the air, that was Traffic.
That's the name of about the accident?
As far as I know, I think it was called. It had Ludacris in it and a bunch of famous people, right?
A whole bunch of stars.
Yeah, that movie was Traffic. But the thing I wanted to bring to your attention today, and this isn't to knock on electric vehicles. I'm a Tesla shareholder. I'm all about it. But if you Google Hyundai Kona explosion and look at the garage that thing was parked in when it exploded, that picture is incredible.
Why did it explode?
I think all early electric manufacturers are having these early issues, like there's been Teslas that have caught on fire and whatnot. And there is speculation of this situation that maybe there was a gas canister or a hot water tank. But when you look at this picture, it blew the roof out. It blew the garage door out. Yeah,
oh, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Holy. And then the car itself is just totaled.
Yeah, so I'm not telling anybody not to buy electric. That's the direction we're headed in.
I wonder, though, are we headed in that direction for sure? Are we?
If not, I say we're definitely headed away from a fossil fuel.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the office this morning, about fossil fuels, because I said a lot of people are still exploring, and still they have, geographic studies. I think they call them, is it geographic or no, geological studies and satellites, and they're hunting like hell for oil. Why are they still doing that, Dan? You were in the business. Why are they doing it? They're going nuts on it. Why do you think?
Got to keep the reserves up. The company's still got to keep reserves up because they're constantly pulling them down.
Okay.
Yeah, because even if they change, we're 20, 30, 40 years. It's going to be a while.
We have more coming right up.
This report is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
There's a lot of slow spots in the Highway Drive in the metro area right now. Watch out for wreck being cleared.
Pick that up listening to In Between Time.
Yeah. They do. I don't get the switch over. I don't call.
Yeah, all three of the people, they call up right away. Yeah.
Man, Kevin, you're really...
Oh, it says he'll buy it back if an inspector missed something.
I don't think,
they
by the
should
way,
have reported.
Oh.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't think Traffic, by the way, is the movie. I think it was something like Crash.
I just started looking at Traffic.
Traffic.
Blew his garage door off across the street.
Really?
Yeah.
Wonder what really caused it.
They don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I
Do
wonder.
you think it was a gas can?
You know?
I thought he said that. That's how it was a gas
How
can.
big a gas can did he have to blow the garage door
That's a
100
good point,
feet
because it's
across
got
the
these
street?
fumes.
Well,
A gas
but,
can just started on
but
fire.
that would have created the combustion, and then the car would have been a reaction to it, right?
What would explode in a car with that force? The battery?
Only if the batteries were leaking,
Yeah.
right? Because then that would create a gas.
When they're charging, I mean, I imagine there's some
Or if
sort
it's charging, I guess.
Well, haven't they had fires
Yeah, no,
with,
it's called
Tesla?
Crash. But he was thinking of the right movie, but he was given the wrong name.
It's Crash, right?
Yeah, because Ludacris is in it. It is Crash.
I'd like to see that.
It's a good fucking movie.
Oh my God, did I love that movie?
I'm gonna write that down. I know you guys have some bad
Man, you
stuff.
should. The one you didn't see though, God, you missed a good one.
I watched it. There was only one movie that ever pissed me off. I watched it. It's about a mystery. It was a fucking murder mystery. It was the most amazing mystery. And they're all around a conference table at the end and say, well, I guess we'll never. And it fucking ended. It fucking pissed me off.
They're setting up for...
To be continued.
Yeah, there you go.
Fix it 24/7. Yeah, and they mean it. That's what the name means. But you know what comes before the fix it? The find it. And they find it for $39, no matter how long it takes. That is so important because people are constantly at risk. You may pay a call charge of nothing or maybe $10, but what if it takes hours and hours to find a problem? That's why Fix It 24/7 is the $39, people. That's what it takes to find a problem, any problem on any system, whether it be electric, plumbing, heating, or cooling. And then when they find it, if you decide to have the work done, they will credit you the full $39, so you're never paying twice. And if you want to stop at the diagnosis, you can stop right there for just $39. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com. I've known the ownership for 20 years. I also know that they have all licensed, insured people, background check for your protection, and they believe in going the extra mile. FixMyHome.com.
Midsummer.
I guess
Great
the movie is
fucking
called
movie.
Crash,
Yeah, it
not
is.
Traffic. Their lady called, I didn't know if you guys got
Midsummer is so good. The same person did another horror story that's about a year or two
He doesn't
old.
sound like a scammer.
No,
And in one part of it,
I mean, send him two if you want. I don't care.
the husband and wife tell the teenage kid to bring their younger daughter, who's probably 7 or 8, to this party with them, and just watch her. Okay, so he's smoking a joint. The little 8-year-old's walking around and eat something that has peanuts in it. She's got a peanut allergy, so she forgot her EpiPen or whatever. She finds her brother.
This is a movie?
Yeah. And he grabs her and puts her in the car, and they start hauling ass to the nearest hospital. She rolls the window down while they're driving because she can't breathe. I mean, she's trying to get air. She hangs her head out.
Oh, no.
He swerves a little, hits a fucking telephone pole, but not with the car, and it fucking knocks her head right off. Her head goes rolling down the fucking...
This is a movie.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well,
No, wait a minute.
Dude, it was the most
What kind of movies
disturbing
do you watch?
scene.
But what's the
Oh,
movie
It
about?
was
what
fucking
was it?
good, though.
What's the movie
I'll
about?
look it up.
Well, why?
Tom, don't you remember 6 Feet Under had it where that one lady got killed or she
Okay.
put her
I
head
don't
above?
need to see that.
Oh, yeah, that's just...
I'm okay without that, yeah.
6 Feet. Well, you know what? 6 Feet Under. I
She
watched
lifted her,
first.
she was running a limo, she stuck her
Was
head,
it in
she
the
jumped,
first or
and
second
then-
season? Because I didn't watch after that.
No, it could have been the second
No,
season.
I couldn't stand that fucking shit.
No, the whole premise of those is,
Oh, that Midsummer, though? Fuck, is that a good movie? Oh, my God, is it so good.
I
So
like
people have to
suspense
die
thrillers.
in
I
their
don't like
movies?
gore,
Is it-
horror.
Heredity.
Like,
Heredity.
like Saw and all those. I don't
Oh,
like
yeah.
those.
I don't want
But
them.
I like
I don't like
suspense.
Saw either.
I love suspense.
Here it is, look. I'll tell you what.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so Mike wants to talk about electric cars. Go ahead, Mike. What do you have to say about electric cars?
Yeah, Tom, you're right. They're trying to push us into these stupid things.
Well,
I mean, the problem is, the problem is the battery. I mean, we're not running out of gas or hydrocarbons. Look at other planets in our own solar system. Do
some research. They're discovering hydrocarbons on other planets throughout the galaxy.
Listen, I have always contended that global warming is a real thing. It's not global warming. Climate change is a real thing, and that we do have changes going on. But man has very little impact, truly, except for, like on high ozone days and stuff in local traffic areas. Obviously, you make a difference of that air there. But as an ecosystem, the sheer science doesn't bear it out. If you look at all of the volume of gases, all gases, if you assumed all gases from the beginning of the industrial age were bad, and you add them all up compared to the volume of the atmosphere, you come up with some tiny, tiny little ratio that could not affect anything. But I think people are stupid, though, when they deny changes are going on. There are changes going on. But what do you do about them? Obviously, it doesn't hurt being a steward of our environment. It doesn't hurt. I mean, we should all try to take better care of the earth. I think when we go overboard, it gets absolutely ridiculous. Like, when they start counting methane from the farts of cows and add it to your carbon footprint. Come on. Truly. I mean, if a cow farts in a field and no one's there, does it make a noise?
Does it smell?
I often contemplate these heavy thoughts. Mark wants to talk about Social Security benefits. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I'm curious if your ex-wife gets married again, does she still have claim on your Social Security?
Oh, I never thought of that, actually. You know what? I know that she has a claim if you've been married 10 years or more, and she has a claim to half of yours or hers, whichever is more, when she reaches full retirement age. But we could ask someone.
No, they're not going to allow you to double dip. Why would you get
No, but that is not double dipping. If you're married to someone else, you're not taking...
No, I'm saying you'd still probably only get the max no matter what.
No, you always just get the max. But that's not what you're asking. You're saying, can she never go after yours?
Right.
I don't know the answer.
But what would it bother you anyhow? Just out of spite?
Yeah, but is it bothering you that she might be eligible?
No, I'm just curious of what the law.
You know what? We can find that out for you, Suzanne. We don't have time now, but maybe we can mark that down for John. Mark, if you'd be so happy to call back, honest to goodness, we'll get to this on Monday. We just don't have time. Okay, Martin's turn. Go ahead, Martin. You have a comment on oil. Go ahead.
Yeah, a couple things. I don't think we're going to go completely electric because, first of all, we can use propane and natural gas to run these combustion engine motors. And the other thing is oil is used for all kinds of other things. That's why we need it.
Yeah.
It takes 7 gallons of oil to make 1 tire.
Really?
So, yes, sir.
I didn't know that. Okay, listen to this one. You think about... the way cars are today, they have virtually not changed. I mean, other than they're better, maybe better made. But I can't see us going completely without fossil fuels. But if you listen to some of the politicians, they're saying this green plan is for 0 in what? How many years is it? I mean, it's ridiculous. How many years?
20 years. 20.
And now, how do you do that?
You don't.
And also, are people forgetting that we need plants to produce electricity? And electricity is produced by plants using what kind of fuel? I mean plants like, I'm talking about generation plants, not green plants. We need to produce batteries. We need to produce electricity to feed the batteries.
Yeah, what do you make a battery with?
Yeah, and then what do you make the energy that you store in a battery? Are we going to have solar to store?
Yeah, but these are the same people that want to give everybody $1,000 a month, whether they want to work or not.
But those listening, please, I swear to you, I think we should take care of the earth. I think we should try to minimize exhaustible resources.
Do you like veal?
Do I like veal? I don't even know what that has to do with anything. God almighty.
You were talking about cows. I was thinking I love veal.
All I'm saying is I was saying that counting the methane farts are a little overboard, and the notion of a carbon footprint. But in any case, we have time for one more call. Otherwise, you can't call again until Monday, so there. If you have problems, questions, or complaints, it's important that you know you can call at any time and just squeeze it in if they want.
And then 303 Martino is that number 24/7.
You guys got any screaming deals?
And if you have a screaming deal, no? Okay. They're busy. That's why. So Sheridan Autotech is SheridanAutotech.com. ColoradoSpringsDodge.net, and that's they're in the Springs, great dealer, worth the drive. And also, okay, I'll take it. You got a comment on oil? Go ahead, Art. And then we have Budget A1 Transmission, which is budget-a1.com. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I know Budget and Kevin. Hey, when I was a kid, I was living in Hawaii as a little kid, and then now as an adult. You know that Hawaii cannot get any, they don't have enough agriculture on that island to support the people that live there. So if you can't have any oil, that means no ships, no airplanes to.
Well, that's the idea. They want to have, the idea is to have electric ships and airplanes or something other than oil. Oil is the devil, okay? You just got to get it into your head. Oil is the devil. That's why it comes from deep beneath the earth. It's probably hell, and it's hell's blood. We're out of time, folks. So remember, referralist.com. Save all your problems for me.
That's what it is. It comes from hell. I just figured it all out. Hell's blood.
People are actually religious.
Fucking hell's
The
blood.
Democrats are actually very religious.
Hell's blood.
Another movie coming.
It's funny though. We drive our cars on.